I'm the leader, the Iron Man, the Night Sun, you know who I am. Blades find their mark and my mind is sharp. My psionics tell you our minds are hells apart. Straightforward and honest, I'm no soothsayer, worth no more than 900. My destiny is ahead, never afraid to confront it. I'll keep everyone safe even if I won't make it. Instruments humming, our tune is loud, showing our courage, our time is now. Our Lord is boundless and together we stand proud. 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 Big man, big heart, rage and control. Proud father, wisdom with age, never selfish, never cold. Knock you out with these fists, fall to the floor. Prefer peace, don't test me, I'll even the score. Brute strength to silence enemies, they'll fall. A peaceful soul, don't hesitate to brawl. Instruments humming, our tune is loud, showing our courage, our time is now. Our Lord is boundless and together we stand proud. 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 Sleek shiny, the cat's out of the bed. Middle mate can be called ironclad. No cat and mouse, but with my prey I'll play a support animal, yeah. I'm your steel defender, no scratches on this cat. No sleek and slender, no attitude like men. I'm tired of you, so talk to my creator now. The shadows gather as I walk in shadow elf, but I hate my kin. Tinker inventor, I always have the tools for the job. Rules never tidy, kind of a slob. Sleep is for the weak, so I'll never catch a wink. If I feel tired, just down an energy drink. Master hacker, intelligent, without a doubt. Stand in my way, fuck around and find out. Proud. Instruments humming, our tune is loud, showing our courage, our time is now. Our Lord is boundless and together we stand proud. 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 Man with a voice smooth as silk, not full of hot air. I've got the skills, air genesi, musical talent unmatched. Singing sax, playing bagpipes on blast. My music sharp like a cloud of daggers, got the moves like Jagger. I ain't no slacker, objects move when I'm around. An army of animated things who can't be brought down. I'll be your test, can't withstand this tempest. Proud. Instruments humming, our tune is loud, showing our courage, our time is now. Our Lord is boundless and together we stand proud. 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 My magic's divine, like a holy man's words. I bring the fire, like soon in a church. In the kitchen or chapel, that's where I shine. I'm the heart of the party, keeping their health in line. Pocket bacon, always stocked up, ready to share. If anyone's in need, I'm quick to be there. Divine skills, prestigious and strong, I'm the body shield. They call me Aegis, it won't be long. Proud. Instruments humming, our tune is loud, showing our courage, our time is now. Our Lord is boundless and together we stand proud. Proud.
Are you too good for Reddit now? You only go to the ASI.com?
Hello, everybody in stream. Hill Pocket Bacon. Now I want some. Hello, Saru. How's it going? All right, we're gonna go ahead and jump over because we're already 8 minutes and I don't want to take up too much time because it's always the butt crack of dawn for Lucy by the time we're done. So
It's because you logged in Africa.
I am going to go ahead and jump back over.
The whole Reddit posting thing, but for some reason, there's this whole like rigmarole you have to worry about.
All right. Hello, players.
Hello.
Hello, DM.
All right, so
Hi.
last week you guys did some things and stuff. You continued, well, some of you did some things and stuff, and some of you did not. So you continued on fighting this crazy cyber CEO. What ended up happening?
Elon Husk.
Yeah, Elon. Oh, that was good. Missed opportunities. The only person who
Go
really,
back to Indiana.
the only person who really didn't get to do anything was Kira, because very quickly, and for the record, I did not fudge your roll. I think I told Xavier after, I rolled a 2 for Kira, a 4 for Min, and a 5 or a 7, I don't remember.
7.
For Syl. 7, okay, yeah,
Can
for
confirm.
Syl. So, I mean, you guys legitimately failed. I'm like, perfect. So right off the bat, something crazy happened. Everybody had to make a save, and Kira, Min, and Syl, all 3 failed. Something in Kira's backpack seemed to have reacted with the pulse of energy that had affected everybody, and it reacted very negatively, so she was down and out for the fight. After that, you guys continued on with fighting. Marcus had forced his way into the into the performance review, and you guys fought off some demons. Bonkin said, "Oh, Marcus, you're fine with this gigantic robot shooting a lightning laser at you," and chased after the CEO, who teleported into a separate room to try to continue to chase Tempest, because Tempest tried to talk shit and he didn't like it. After quite a bit of fighting, quite a bit of collateral damage, and our good friend X3R2 doing a crazy action jump through a glass window. It was more like he kind of just ran into it.
You just walked through it, really.
Yeah. There was some
Still
really
looks cool in slow-mo.
Yeah. There was some really cool interaction, as usual, between Tempest and Aegis's magic, where Aegis did talk him into standing down by using the suggestion spell, and Tempest very quickly followed up with his own suggestion of put the anchor down. When he did that, Marcus ended up rubber banding in time a little bit, and kind of got a taste of what it feels like to, be stuck in time teleporting. And Aegis realized that there was a cursed piece of cyberware on the CEO. He, I believe, cast Greater Restoration using the bead that was left, and managed to get the cursed piece to basically eject itself from the CEO's spine. And from that point, the CEO went back to his normal self and explained that he was cursed. He didn't realize it, though. He also gave himself in, but not before handing the company over to Rava, who was the COO that you guys had met initially. All of that was officialized by Aegis, who does not know how to use computers, but somehow figured out how to use it. Anyway.
I was about to say, he sat there, he hit the power button, and then went, okay, here you go, my guy.
So all of that got handled, and you guys got the police to come pick up the CEO and Zachary to come pick you up. Right as you were getting ready to leave, Marcus figured out that Kira was not doing much of anything, and realized that the weird little contraption that you guys had borrowed appeared to have caused the issue that she was dealing with.
The Vat-Dakar.
Yes, that.
All the acronyms.
I know, it's so good, but it's so terrible. There we go. That thing. So it was malfunctioning and forced you to kind of be frozen there. Once he handled that, the anchor did try to move to gravitate toward it, but Marcus managed to successfully save against that, and then threw the measurement tool, the janky measurement tool, into the bag of holding, and Kira was back to her normal self, fearing for her tablet's life because it was no longer in her hands. When we started last week, we were at about it was February 15th, I have 24 in here. 2025, I think. No. Anyways, it was February 15th, 2024 at 4 p.m. last week. It should be right about 5 p.m. now on the same day. As long as everybody feels that that is accurate and we don't have questions or comments on that. I do have XP for everybody who was here last week as well. So XP, and Kat, just maybe take off your headphones. XP for last week for everybody who was here is 5,725. It was a big fight, Kat. I'm sorry.
I get spirit XP for taking out some computers, right?
So you did get XP for taking out computers. I don't think I actually said it out loud because I said I was gonna.
So what you had told us last week is that you didn't actually give us XP from the session before either.
Right.
Because you said you were going to loop it all together and then give Kat what her portion of that was.
Okay.
Because I asked specifically about it, and you said we weren't going to
do your 5,725 now, and then everybody gets 2,400 in addition for the stuff that was done prior. I know.
I would like to use the temporal anchor to go back in time so I can be here and get that XP, please.
Let me know how that goes, and maybe share that with your team as well, because I think some of them might like to go back to their original time.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll get there. Just have to beat up a dragon first.
Yeah. Okay, so outside of that, is there any clarifications needed? Any questions anybody has?
Are we already in the car? Was that the case?
Yeah, that was pretty much where we ended. Was you guys were heading down. We ended with Marcus talking to Kira, and Kira saying, "I need to find my tablet," and then that was the end.
Yeah, and Tempest had contacted the police and
Yes.
pretty much said, "Yo, get your people here,"
Yep.
and it's a magic thing, so you're gonna want your squad.
Yep.
Right. Okay, yeah, I was very concerned about the status of X3R2. If we were able to actually fit him
3 years. Holy shit.
somehow in the vehicle, or we need to get the wagon for it or something.
Yeah. So I'm assuming you guys would tell him, because you usually tell him when you've got an extra party member. He would probably bring the trailer. He'd put the trailer on the hitch. So X3R2
Got a
will
big
have
boy
to,
this time.
Yeah, he'll have to ride outside this time.
On the way down, do we happen to bump into? What the fuck is her name?
Rava?
All of my notes for the last couple sessions are fuck. Those are big robots. Big fucking nasty guy. We found the big boss. He's surrounded by computers and a couple of high-tech big bosses and demons. Rava though. Is she in this area now, or has she come back from lunch or whatever it was?
No. So the building right now, because it's really only been, 45 minutes at max. The building is still evacuated right now.
Okay, understood. Master Tempest, we've laid a pretty considerable amount of collateral damage upon this place, so I know the bill's going to be steep. Do we really want to steal the very large and expensive robot from them as well? Your money is your money. If you can afford it, that's fine by me. I welcome X3R2 home with us, but I have a sneaking suspicion they're probably going to make you pay for it since it is company property.
Tempest will pause for a moment before answering and look over to Kira before responding to this.
Kira,
I know.
At
Go
the
ahead.
moment, sorry, Kira, with her tablet now in the right pocket, is just kind of. Are we inside still, or are we heading
at this
out
point,
to
you
the
guys,
car?
Inside the
I'd say
building,
you're
Okay.
probably heading
She's
through.
just-
Yeah.
Got a hand on Min and is just kind of rubbing her temple. She's like half paying attention to the conversation. Does not catch your look at all.
Shit, you're probably right.
I mean, if we can strike a bargain with them or something, and if we want to bring... Look, he's part of the fucking team now. I mean, that's how this works. I'm just... Look, I also didn't read the legal documents, so I'm not sure how this works. I'm no lawyer. Definitely should not be the one doing that kind of bargaining.
Yeah, neither am I, obviously.
Best I can do is 315.
Yeah. I don't know how much could a robot like this possibly be worth anyway. I mean, it's like 100
Well,
gold max, right? I don't know.
Each one of those cameras I had smashed was between 750 and 1,000. So
a machine like that, you're looking not just at hardware costs, but software as well. Think of it like the knowledge of higher circle magic. The people that wrote the things that make them work took a lot of skill. You'd be paying for that too. It's not going to be cheap.
So, if you had to put a guess on it?
Everything in. I don't. Actually, Candace, can I?
I already sent you a
Estimate?
message.
Cool. uh. 10 to 20K?
oh, okay, never mind. Yeah, he comes home with us then, no problem. Yeah, we'll have him just sit in the wagon on the back and strap him in. We've got cinches.
That's 10 to 20K if they're agreeable to it.
Well, if not, we just return it, right? I mean, technically, because he's animated right now, he is our responsibility.
My head hurts
It's
too much
true.
to try and figure that out. What did you... And she's gonna kind of peer past, see some of the rubble. How long till the officers get here?
Oh, they're probably lights and sirening right now. I guarantee you if we peek our heads out that windows, it's blueberries and cherries for fucking days.
Min and I could probably fix some of the damage.
It does.
Sorry about the table. That was mostly the big guy, though.
That's true.
There's a table. You're gonna have to
Table's
explain
upstairs.
to me what
Oh, we're upstairs,
happened.
right? Or we're downstairs. Yeah, there was. I shattered a little bit of the table, and then the CEO dude jumped on top of it when he was massive and broke it all the way through. So technically, it was his fault.
That's okay. I'll move you guys.
I can also spend a bit of time helping with mending as well now.
It's 1 minute.
Yeah. We can try. Worth a shot. If we've got a little bit of time, we can try and clean up after ourselves at least a bit.
But again, remember, this is...
So okay, so if X3R2 just follows us out, then you know we're probably good, right?
It's gonna be.
These guys keep thinking they can fucking just repair buildings.
Because I'm just he just followed me home, you know, like the lost puppy rules.
The more we debate it, the less ambiguous it gets, so let's stop talking and just see what happens with our friends.
Fair
Okay.
enough.
So are you going back upstairs to try to mend?
Well,
things?
there were 2 shatters
Yes,
that
there
went
were.
off.
Mhm.
I'm gonna, we're
So
gonna.
it's gonna be.
Oh,
Start
I
doing what I
forgot about
can.
that one.
It'll be effectively 16 minutes because you know the spell repairs a single break or tear, and this is a sphere, so you're gonna have ceiling, floor items.
Good news is, Min can help a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Mechanically, for constructs, at least mending's a D6. Min can do 2D8 plus 4, so she can move slightly faster.
Okay, so let's
3
do
times.
the rolls, and I'll determine how much time it takes off based on the rolls, and then just so we can kind of sake of brevity this and move everything forward, so we're not sitting here too long.
Yeah, and to be clear, Marcus is
Also-
already, since we were downstairs, Marcus is outside signaling the police to go inside as fast as possible because there is shit in here that we already decided upon that we were doing.
Yep. Well,
Aegis would have went back up there too, because he does have mending, so he would have went back up to help too.
Okay. So go
I'm
ahead
just
and
probably trying to load X3R2 onto a wagon.
okay, yeah, into the trailer. Okay.
so between the 2.5 of us, hopefully we'll get at least some of it taken care of. I mean, we don't mind if the police see us cleaning up after ourselves,
Right.
realistically.
Yeah. So go ahead and roll for Min just for sake of brevity. I'll let you know how much time passes and then we'll move forward.
Faster, just do. Well, man, you're really not liking fixing that floor, are you?
And what is that? What is the Min's ability called?
Repair. The magical mechanisms inside the defender restore 2d8 plus 4 hit points to itself or to one construct or object within 5 feet of it.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Why did she roll? Her mending doesn't do that.
And then Aegis and I have mending things.
No, she could do it 3 times.
She's burning all of
Yeah,
those.
yeah. Okay, great. Okay, so between the 3 of you, we'll say that for both of the locations plus like fixing the table and stuff, it ends up being like 25 minutes, 25 minutes, somewhere in there.
To be clear, at the 10-minute mark, Marcus tells Zachary to drive and says he needs to get back to the HQ, like, now.
Okay, and Zachary will. He'll take you there immediately as soon as you say it. I'm assuming Tempest, Bonkin, you guys are gonna jump into.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, so you guys, the police do come in and come up, and they are accompanied by Rava. She sees you guys fixing things and kind of looks around, then notices that they're taking her boss outside and follows them. So she doesn't really say anything to you, but you were seen like trying to fix what you broke. And okay, so are you guys going to do anything else while you're here, or do we want to move to? Okay, great.
Yep. When we're done, I assume the plan is just to head back. We'll have to reach out to Zachary again or something, but however you want to do that.
So Zachary would know that you guys were still here, so he'd come back for you guys. It's not an issue. I'm just moving you guys to one spot, so it's easier to get you all back to. Oh, not him though. He can stay here. All right.
Yeah, he's not coming home with us.
With you.
Okay. Let me get you guys back to your quarters.
Backwards fucking RP.
All right. Okay. So you guys get back, and obviously Marcus and Tempest and Bonkin have already been here for like 15 minutes or so, doing their thing. And I'm not sure. You can put X3 or 2 wherever you would have him, Tempest. But
Okay. Where is he? Oh, there he is. I don't know exactly where I would put him actually. This is our front door over here. I feel like he might be a good guard outside with Dwayne.
Would that just be advertising that we stole him though?
I ain't put him inside.
If you put him inside, once, Kira's home and stuff, I can wire him into the security system.
Ooh. Yeah, that's actually like 90% of the reason why I wanted to bring him back, because I knew you'd be very excited to take him apart and play with him and do all kinds of fun stuff with his body.
She nods, but it's without her usual level of excitement and interest in the tech and everything.
Okay, what's all this? This is weird.
I feel weird. Probably just whatever that was.
You mean whiny thing?
Well, it's 5 o'clock-ish now. And when I blinked, there was...
started on dinner.
Dinner sounds good.
Sorry, I missed the last part of that sentence. It's 5 o'clock now, but you're just tired.
No, dinner sounds good. Just trying to catch up a little bit on that. Saw pieces of things and it doesn't fit together quite right.
Well, I mean, you should probably just get some rest then.
Yeah, you're probably right.
We steal a camera.
We
Oh,
steal a camera?
There it is.
Puts it back in the pocket. No?
No. Yeah, I know I'm covered in blood. It's all mine. I don't think I've ever seen so much. I didn't think I had so much in my body. I'm gonna go wash up because this is
Are
gnarly.
you hurt at all?
Yeah.
Why haven't you said anything before now, man?
Well, I mean, I did say something before now. I screamed a lot.
He did scream
That hurt.
Aegis is gonna just do the most powerful one that he can right now, which is a 3rd level cure wounds.
Thank you. I mean, there was some healings that happened, but it definitely needed to make sure, the big boys stayed up mostly.
bank of that guy hit like a truck.
You really did.
Kira's gonna add in her own healing to Aegis's.
Thank you. Oh,
Sorry, I couldn't
Take your
help it.
49 and like it.
oh, wow. Okay, yeah. I guess that did it. Thank you both. Appreciate it. Back to full. I'm still covered in dry blood though, so I'm gonna go wash that off for sure.
Yeah, but now
Let
you
me
won't
at least make it a
actively
little.
bleed.
I was about to say, let me make it a little easier on Bonkin too. And he's gonna go ahead and press the digitation.
Looking around at the party members that are currently in the kitchen, so obviously not Marcus. Is anyone else hurt? I know I am a little bit, but anyone else?
I am slightly, but I'm alright.
I mean, if you're hurt too, Kira, I can give you a little bit because I got one more cure wounds left in me. Well, level 2 cure wounds.
We have 4 of us in here right now.
Here, take 7.
Yeah, if that's the case, then Aegis is just gonna start walking around. First level, first level, first level.
Yep.
Oh, don't waste it on me. I'm full.
Yeah, 11 to... The 11 was to Bonkin.
The first one here will be for Bonkin. The second one will be for Kira.
Full.
Where did Marcus go? Did he already go run up to his room?
I would
He
assume
did
so.
kind of disappear. I hope he's alright.
I'm
We
gonna
all
go up
saw some
and
shit.
talk to him. I'll be back down in a minute. Min, Sil, do you mind keeping an eye on food? Let us know when dinner's ready.
Yeah, about 5:30. Yeah.
And then Kira's going to head upstairs to go and knock on Marcus's door.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
gonna go upstairs and also take a bath. Same thing, Zupal. You just hang out down here, help if you can, as best as Zupal can, and I'm gonna go take a bath.
You can just leave your clothes on the basket in the bathroom.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
So you're going up to Marcus's room, Kira?
Yep, to knock on his door.
Okay. You knock on the door and there's no response inside.
She'll call out in Elven, hey, it's me. Not, obviously not realizing that he's not in his room at the moment, apparently.
Yeah, you don't hear a response.
I will pull out my phone and text him. We made it back okay, patched ourselves up. Are you okay? Question mark. And if I don't see a delivered or a read, I'm gonna do the find my friends thing that I've done to stalk our keep an eye on our friends several times.
It's delivered and read.
Cool.
You don't receive a response, but you do see that it was read.
And assuming he's just going to talk, I don't love that Aegis has a corpse on his bed still.
You can disregard that. Yeah, Aegis does still have a corpse on his bed.
I'll head back to the kitchen.
Okay.
Not actually a corpse.
True.
Just comatose.
A comatose body. It's better.
The corpse is a vegetable.
Yeah, get it right.
Uh,
Okay.
Marcus is probably just resting already, like most of us should do. I'm sure he'll come out with the smell of food later.
I'll also need details on those magic items.
Okay. Yep. Oh yeah, because you did that. Yep.
That was
Yep.
the very first thing I did. Went and dropped the anchor off when I got it.
Yep. I'll get that over to you. All right. Okay. So, yeah, Zachary hangs out. When you guys are talking about Marcus being gone, he says, I dropped him off and then immediately came back to get you guys. So, it's possible he maybe went for a run. I think he's been doing evening runs, hasn't he?
Did we see him leave? Or hear anything like that?
You did not.
Dash, we see him or hear him leave.
Oh, you guys didn't see him leave.
Really?
Can I check the cameras? Since I have that going to my phone now. Do a
Yeah,
quick scroll through over the past 30 minutes.
You can check the cameras. Go ahead.
Are they all internal?
That an
No.
intelligence thing?
That would just do an intelligence check.
Yep. Secondary question, because time is weird. My spell for doing better at thinky things, because that's an hour.
That's gone by now because you took the
Okay.
time to do the
Perfect.
to
Figured.
fix the
Wanted to
damage, yeah.
double check.
Is there a way that in the future you can set up where these
While
cameras
she's
are
doing
so
that,
that
one
if
will
a
probably
nuclear
say,
holding tube is-
I'm sure it's like Miss Kira says, he's just resting.
Sorry, was that to me?
No, it's to the group.
Okay.
Wong is just saying, you sure Marcus is fine in his room.
Intelligence. Okay, so yeah, you're able to check them. Not a problem. You don't, because you have it pointed at the doors and stuff like that.
Yep. General hallway stuff.
Yeah.
Obviously not within any bedrooms.
No, you don't see him anywhere on the cameras in the last 30 minutes.
Like, didn't see him come in.
You didn't see him at all.
No, I came in.
You saw him come in. You saw him. I'm sorry. You saw him. I thought you meant right now. You saw him come in when he got here, like he arrived, but you don't see him.
I thought we were about to do a Marcus snapping, like,
No,
quest
to be clear,
line.
you would have seen him come up the stairs.
Yeah.
I don't know where your cameras are at because they're not on the map. But
I'm gonna get him on the map.
No, it's okay. I'm just saying you would have seen him go into the room with the vaults. He would have exited the room with the vaults, and he goes in his room.
Okay. Then I will assume he's still in his room.
And to be clear, when he exits the room with the vaults, his backpack is empty.
Yeah, like it was very obviously heavy prior.
So Kira's on her phone for a minute. Must just be resting. Which is something that all of us should do.
After we stage food, of course.
Speaking of, and Aegis will go ahead and turn around. Here you go. And we'll have the tarts for Zupel here in just a minute, as well as for us.
So cute.
You say tots for Zupel?
Tarts.
Tarts.
Tarts. Still good. I thought you were talking about like you give Zupel tater tots.
Sorry.
It's like,
Zupel,
oh
eat
my
your
god.
Tots.
Sorry, I forget. You guys, yeah, you know now. So yeah, berry tarts.
Ooh.
Oops. Where
Thank
did
you,
that just
stage.
go?
You actually hear Zupel say, ooh.
Ooh emoji.
All right, so you guys.
That's the first audible sound from Zupel.
I think so. Yeah.
It sounded like Tempest's voice, by the way.
Here's going to just look at Zupel for a moment, look at Tempest, and then just kind of,
Well, you can't see
Rubber
Tempest right
temple
now.
again.
He's in the bathtub.
well, look at Zupel, look up towards the stairs, and just rub her temple again.
Reasonable
Right as you
reaction.
start rubbing your temple. Here you go, Kira.
Oh, you might quite literally be a godsend, Aegis.
I don't know about all of that. Blessed, maybe.
All right, let me send you those details. I put the cameras in.
The food is shedding the heavenly.
There's one sitting in the middle of the hall. outside
That
the
sounded way more
I was
posh
wondering where the
than
hell it
fireball.
went. Thank you. I couldn't see
He's,
it.
I imagine he's been watching a bunch of cooking shows, and so it's appropriate.
He started to get a little bit of the Gordon Ramsay speak.
All right, so so you guys enjoy your food. Are you intending to? Oh, what?
I will go knock on Marcus' door and tell him that food's ready. And if he, leave.
Yeah, you don't get a response.
Marcus must be really tired. Oh, well, I'll be sure to leave him some, and then go.
To be clear, if he does happen to pick up on the police scanner any activity that is criminal in nature and calling for heroes, that's when he'll go. He will feed, but he will not kill anybody. He'll bleed him to unconsciousness.
Okay. Sorry, guys. 1 second.
Hi.
Okay.
That looks amazing.
45.
Okay.
Cue the that suspicious sound.
Okay. Did I mention door himself out of here? You never know. Okay. Yeah,
I hadn't used that yet, by the way.
that's true.
Well, I mean, we don't have cameras outside, so
As long as it wasn't police.
he
No.
could have probably just flown out.
Okay, so you guys, are you intending to take a long rest? Are we doing something else prior to that? I know one of you at least is intending to take a long rest. Is there anyone else?
As much as I hate saying it, I as player would love a long rest. Aegis would be waiting until Marcus got back before even thinking about sleeping.
Okay.
I don't know if it counts as a long rest, but Bonkin will start cleaning anything that's left, outside or bloody, just clothes and stuff.
I would say if we're doing a short rest, I would let that count because that's Bonkin's like happy place. But if you're gonna do a long rest, then you'll actually have to rest. But I mean, if we're not at that point yet, then that's totally fine. If we weren't gonna do more tonight, I wanted to speed it along. And Tempest is taking a bath. Yep.
Tempest probably had fallen asleep in the bath by this point.
Okay.
In that case, no one would have any clothes or anything out, so I might as well just take a long rest.
Okay.
Looking at my notes because I have an in all caps start making jewelry. Since I only need 4 hours for my long rest, I'm going to start using some of the scrap material, etc., that I have, and see if I can start making some jewelry. And I'm going to be doing that just until I can get my brain to settle down enough to sleep.
Okay. And
also, the phone is sitting out, just like she's going to glance at it periodically, see if there's a response in that compulsive, like, I'm worried, but I'm not worried kind of way.
Gotcha.
Oh, and just for before Tempest actually falls asleep in the bathtub, at one point he'll have Zoopal actually kind of grab a plate of food and actually fly it up to the bathroom where Tempest is. And on his way up, you'll hear Tempest's voice through Zoopal say, "Thanks, Aegis."
He's an intercom.
Yep.
Okay.
Brilliant.
Yeah, strange.
So Kira, I'd say you guys kind of go separate ways, and it's like an hour and a half after you guys separate, probably 3 or so hours since you texted Marcus, you would get a response from Marcus. And Marcus, I don't know what you would like that to say.
I don't even remember what the message was initially, to be honest with you.
It was essentially we made it back, patched up our wounds, are you okay?
Oh, yeah. The response then at that point would be, good to hear. Yes. Never felt better.
Oh, I gotta send you.
Like seconds after that text comes through, there's a response. Can you text in Elven? I'm sure you can text in Elven.
Yeah, you just have to use the fancy
Okay,
characters
so
here
she
now.
switches it to fancy keyboard mode.
Papyrus in Elvish.
She texts in lay papyrus. It's extra fancy. I'm sorry I couldn't help more. Get some rest. There's food waiting for you downstairs when you're hungry, if you want it. And then, like, a half second after that. Or not. That was dumb of me.
Oh, yeah.
He'll just send 2 question marks, and then it says, what do you mean you wished you were more than you would helped more? Yes, I'll get myself a plate. I'm actually fucking starving. Thank you for letting me know.
Kind of the obvious. I didn't think about the potential interactions of the machines. There's not a good translation for that.
Yeah, he'll respond and say, you took out an entire colony, ... Yeah, that word doesn't really translate either. Swarm of computers before you went dormant. You did exactly as was intended. You were more help than ... Well, don't tell Master Bonk in this, but he got thrown around like a rag doll, so good job.
A distraction.
Anyways, I'm good. I have some items I've identified and had situated from what we cleaned up there. I'm gonna go get some food.
I'm just in my room if you want to talk or anything. And then she sets the phone down again and goes back to fighting with tiny silver chain links.
Yeah, Marcus just goes downstairs and he'll fix a plate.
Okay.
Oh, there's still people down here. Shit. Okay.
Yeah, Aegis was waiting up for you.
I was about to say Aegis would have been there just waiting for you.
So Marcus will. How many hours later was this?
3.
Like 3?
Yeah.
So like 3 hours after all this, so what we're pushing like 9 now?
8:39. Yeah.
8:30. Okay. So yeah, Marcus comes through the door. Can you? I don't have my figure on here.
Oh,
'cause I
oh, sorry, I moved
was
him.
not within the confines.
Yeah, no, I got him. Hold on.
Of sanctity.
There you go.
There we go. Schenectady. Okay, so Marcus will, yeah, he just kind of nonchalantly opens the door, still in full armor, everything, helmet on, flails at his side. Oh, damn, that smells good.
Shit. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't expect you to come from there. I expected you to come from there, and points over to the other door because he thought you were out doing things.
No, I was in my room. Well, I went to the, I don't know what we were calling it, the room with all the glyphs and the boxes, and then I was in my room for a while. I'm sorry. No, I'm definitely.
At first, I figured that's just where you were, was in your room. But after about like an hour and a half or so, I'm like, okay, he went out somewhere.
No, I'm just hanging out. I mean, I allowed Professor Sundamar to consume my nightmares for a little bit, as giant, monstrous robots and demons are not something I expected to see this afternoon in conjunction with one another. But, my gods, Kira told me you'd prepared food, and then I smelled it, and I couldn't wait to sink my teeth into whatever it is I'm
Have
smelling.
fun with lamb.
Ooh. Tell me it's medium. Medium rare? Can you eat lamb medium rare and not get the shites?
I do medium just to be on the safe side.
I appreciate that, Master Aegis. So yeah, Marcus will take a plate, and he just kind of like holds it up to the up to his helmet, and you hear him inhale deeply. Oh, fuck! This thing's got a great filter. Good sniffer on this one.
Well, now that I know that you've at least gotten food and, well, I thought got back, but apparently already still here. Now that I know that, I need to go talk to Kira about something.
Oh, that sounds private. I'll give you two some space if you'll excuse me.
Having her teach me something with tech.
Oh. Understood. My mistake. Well, either way, I'm actually heading back up to my room. Is it all right if I eat in my room?
Oh yes, of course. That's
Wonderful.
perfectly fine.
Beautiful. And Master Zachary, thank you for your expeditious driving skills earlier. I had to get those nightmares out of my head. I appreciate that. Thank you.
No, of course. That's what I'm here for. Literally, that's what I'm here for.
Oh, and before you leave, and Aegis will go ahead and reach over and grab another small plate. Here's a couple of tarts for you as well, for dessert.
Well, shit. I haven't had a tart in a long time. These are... Fresh berries? This time of year?
It's a wonder what you can do with magic.
Oh, shit. Listen, when we go back in time, if you come with us, I think I'm going to eventually retire to your homestead and just get fat on the food of the land, my friend. Alright. Marcus is just gonna nonchalantly, he's gonna like kick the door open with his leg. Not, aggressively or anything, but he boots the door open with his leg and kind of backs out with his ass, and I will go upstairs to my room. And I will eat everything. And I will also kind of gloat a little bit to the professor and say, now, look, I know you don't technically have a face or a mouth or anything like that, but boy, can you smell this? Oh, maybe I've got an idea. Touch your tentacles to my temples, and I'm going to allow you to smell and taste through me. Are you interested?
Yes. And he'll touch your temples, and he seems kind of excited. This is an experiment. He's a scientist and a professor, so he does that. And it's weird since you're focusing on scent and taste, and so is he. You only feel like one part of your brain extra activate, for lack of a better way to explain that. But it's definitely like the olfactory senses that are heightened in that moment. It's really weird, but kind of cool.
Yeah, I just open my senses, eat all of the food, and make sure that I impart as much of that as I can into him.
When you're done, he says, I forgot what food tasted like. That was so good.
Listen, we can. You know, some people look at us, Professor, and they think that our relationship is very parasitic, when in reality I think that it's quite symbiotic. You take my nightmares, and I remind you what it means to be alive, for lack of a better term.
What it means to be humanoid.
True. True.
Thank you.
Listen, just so you know, my intention is, when I come back to the future, as that's at least my intention now once I bring Master Bonkin back, I'd like to maybe work with somebody and see about getting you connected to a construct body of some sort of metal automaton which you can pilot. Would you be interested in something like that?
Yes. Do you think Kira?
Kira is the only one, I think.
You have a robot body in the apartment.
That's my first thought too when he was saying it. I was like, no, we can't do it.
Kira's like, the best I can do is lounging Larry. Done. Done. He's a couch for the rest of existence.
He's just the robot from Futurama. The fat robot from Futurama.
Oh, fucking heathen bot.
Heathen bot.
No, because you understand Doctor Who, do you want Daleks? Because this is how you get Daleks.
He knows what those are. Xavier knows what those are. He hates them.
Barely.
Hero wants
I was about
Daleks.
to say.
She does. She does want them. Yeah. Okay, sorry.
I do nothing else, by the way. I go, after that conversation, I go straight to bed.
Okay. Yep.
Obviously, take my armor off,
Yeah.
clean it up.
Are you putting it out? Are you putting your armor out?
I'm not, because I didn't get hurt.
No, that's true.
I didn't get hurt?
Did you get other people's blood on you?
No, nothing I hurt bled. They were all fucking robots.
That's true.
You beat
got hurt
those
a little.
demons up pretty well, didn't you?
Oh, that's true. I did fuck those
Yeah.
demons up. Do I have demon blood on me?
Yeah, there's demon blood on you.
Yeah,
You're the only
sulfur
one
blood
that
on you.
fucked with them. Actually,
I'll wipe the demon blood off. I can clean my own armor. I can't fix my own armor.
Wow,
I can
wasting the demon
you
blood.
you did get hit by one of the metal tail spikes.
Oh,
that did
that's
successfully
right. That's
pierce.
right. You know, you're right. That's the one that stabbed through my chest. Okay, I'll put my fucking armor out there.
Okay.
Then. That's fine.
Just so that way we make sure that we're doing the thing. Okay, sorry.
And then, yeah, shortly after Marcus had left, Aegis would have went on up towards Kira's room and just...
Doors open.
Just me.
There is an O of response. She does manage to keep it mostly neutral in tone.
While they're having this conversation,
Yeah, come on in, Aegis.
Was hoping you might be able to help me with something. And hopefully
Okay.
this doesn't take a lot of time to go, at least figure out the basics of. I know you know how to search through... Why am I still doing this? I'm just gonna have to get used to not talking around y'all like that. But I know...
Either works. They're both you.
It just makes it easier for y'all to understand me without the accent. But I know there's a... whatever you call it, a big list that we can search through for our legal work and everything. That police are, like, that the police are connected to or whatever. Allow us to see any, like, past crimes, stuff like that. Is there anything like that we have?
Are you talking about just the police sites? Some of the databases?
That word.
Okay.
Do we have access to any of those, and how do I search on them?
Looks to DM.
It's databases. Is that what we're looking for?
Police databases specifically. Being able to search up like previous crimes and police reports,
Using
stuff
our
like that.
superhero account. Because we're
So,
registered.
so you're able to look up like old court cases, and you're able to look up people who've been arrested and that kind of thing. You're not able to look up anything that wouldn't be a public record using that. Like public records, you can see, and you can see more than the general
Gotcha.
public would be able to. But it's not like, oh, we're currently searching for, so and so.
We wouldn't be able to get details, especially on current things, but
Not with the database.
past.
Yeah. So I mean, if you
Yeah.
decided to try to pursue further, totally your choice. But with the database, it's kind of it's pretty face value. I'm making sure that this.
Okay, would you be able to teach me how to use this potentially?
Sure. So, as a general rule, we're only going to be able to find things that are a matter of public record. Just because we are registered as heroes doesn't necessarily give us access to private information. However, with a couple of clever searches, you can find just about anything you need, at least anything that's happened in the past. So what I usually do is blah 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 blah. Syl, when Kira starts talking with her hands, Syl, who's laying on the bed, Kira's sitting on the floor, by the way. Syl, who's on the bed, starts gesturing with her paws like she's mimicking Kira.
Aegis, who probably has been the most like avoiding of tech, is actually trying to pay attention and like take all of this in.
Yep, she will gladly. So it looks like she had a roll of tools and chain, like very, very, very fine chain in front of her, like on the floor where she was working, but she sets all that aside, gives you her full attention, and will gladly walk through it. She'll show you how to look up court cases, how to cross-reference things, how to look up crimes that have happened in specific areas. She'll even help you bookmark like a couple of the specific pages. All the basics of how do we Google?
Aegis, you can give an intelligence check just to make sure that you're really picking up on what she's teaching you.
I was about to say, he does have a 13 intelligence, and he is actually trying to pay attention at least. You said just straight intelligence check?
Yeah, just do an intelligence check just so we can see like how well you're able to pay attention. Are you having like an ADD moment, or are you thinking more about what you're making for breakfast? Yeah, you're kind of thinking about breakfast, but you can pay attention enough that you can probably get back here, and when you get back to the point of getting ready to search, you may have a little trouble without Kira there, but you'll be able to figure it out.
Cool. Because, yeah, that could have been a lot worse. I literally got lucky off of that roll. It was a 1 and then rolled over to a 9 on the second one. I'm like, I'll take it. I may still need your help for this, at least for a little bit, but I think the basics of it down. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you know where my room is.
If
I'm
I
always
do
willing
need
to help.
If I do need help, I'll come on over. Thank you, and there's a couple more tarts downstairs still if you want any. And I'm sure there's plenty of pocket bacon that's left in the what's it called? The little miniature oven thing.
So Kira starts to nod, but that nod becomes more of a duck as Min, with Syl on her back, vaults over her to start heading for the door.
Okay, yeah, the moment that happens, Aegis was gonna turn around, and then it's like, whoa, step off to the side.
Yep, Syl's clutching onto Min's back and very focused. I think they would appreciate that.
I will go ahead and make sure that it is available for them then.
And then Kira will just go back to what she had been working on. Candace, I sent you a couple of things.
Okay,
If neither of them work, I can keep going and trying to do up.
Oh, that first one's perfect. Both of them are really. You choose which one you like more.
We'll do the first one tonight, and I'll save the second one for another thing, because this is going to be a repeated thing since I got voluntold.
Right. You better just get a whole stash of those. Okay, yeah, that's fine.
You didn't have to.
She loves it. Don't let her fool you.
Just wait until I start putting surprise magic in there.
Ooh,
Surprise magic.
Surprise.
C4.
it's just a glitter bomb.
God, I said D4. D4. C4. Boom.
C4, aka fire at 4th level.
Bingo, baby.
If glyphs didn't have to stay within so far of where they were originally enchanted.
All right, is anybody? Oh, go ahead, Marcus. I see.
No, I was just gonna say, look, we could play semantics. If you put it on a necklace, and it stays on the neck. It's still within, but I know how it works. That's not how I would fight that as a DM. So.
Okay.
But I like
I'm gonna glyph your door.
Oh fuck.
Oh.
Carpet
Yeah.
bomb. Literally.
So Kira, as Aegis leaves and you kind of like walk him out, you would see Marcus's armor in the hallway. It does have a pretty decent sized hole through one side of it, and a little bit of Marcus's blood, but blood that doesn't really look like Marcus's as well.
Okay.
Take your demon blood.
Scoop.
So I don't think I can actually get a viable sample from that.
No.
But I will go.
Yeah.
She'll sit down what she was working on. It explains why it's the first one and not the second for tonight. She'll, depending on how good Marcus's hearing is, he'll hear the armor get picked up. A little bit of an oof, because she always forgets how heavy it is. And then of course he's never been better. Next time I see him, I'm going to mutter, mutter, mutter as she's walking away. All in Elven, of course.
Of course.
I don't give a shit. Professor Zumar's already busy.
Yeah. All right. Anybody else doing anything?
Nothing, just the message I sent you, and that's about it.
Oh.
You're getting all the sneaky messages tonight.
I get them every session. You guys just aren't usually so vocal.
And for sake of brevity, armor will, of course, be cleaned, repaired, and returned before you even get up for your morning push-ups. She'll
That
get up.
sounded like a challenge.
She will get up early, or just stay up early, just for that.
Yeah, and if we're taking our long rest, then Marcus would just, immediately upon waking up in the morning, would grab his armor from outside, put it on, and start training in the armor, doing push-ups and doing his calisthenics and side stretches. And then obviously going downstairs for breakfast.
Obviously, of course.
Because of the fact that it probably wasn't till like 9:30 or 10 o'clock that he just got us to sleep finally. Breakfast is probably not going to be till like 6 or so at least.
So are we taking a long rest?
Yeah, so you guys you can all benefit from a long rest. If you sent me something, I will be responding. And make sure that if you leveled, that you roll your Hit dice. I think you guys already did that because you got renewed. Everybody should have already done that when. If you leveled
I
before.
don't think I
Marcus, you
leveled
renewed.
when we renewed.
Yeah, so go ahead and do it now. If you haven't done it already.
Hey,
Nice. Okay. Nice, okay. Oh my god, everybody's messaging me except you. Well, it's because they all want to just do stuff in between. Okay, so you guys, you get through the night uneventful. And Marcus, when you wake up, your armor's there, and you don't hear the usual quiet preparation of breakfast in the kitchen that you are accustomed to.
Okay, that's fine. I just, I still go downstairs and, I will, pull out a pot and put it on the stove, and I'm gonna make myself a can of Chef Boyardee, oodles and noodles, and I'm gonna pour myself a glass of milk, and I'm going to eat breakfast at the table by myself. I'm not putting the milk in the oodles of noodles, just so
Thank
we're clear.
goodness.
Okay, just so we're clear, the milk is to drink, you fucking savages.
I don't know what.
We don't know how bad of a cook Marcus is.
Oh, he's a real dude. I just heated up oodles and noodles. I'm living the bachelor life, baby.
But for the
Hey,
next
you
30
heated
minutes.
it up though.
That's true.
That's true. I did not eat it out of the can. I could have done that. And but just, I mean, I would have been up at 4 downstairs by 4:45. So I'm sitting here for, you know.
Yeah, typically he would be up. Oh, you know, sorry,
Because
Zachary
if
is
Aegis said
totally
he was
not.
gonna be up by like, oh yeah, hey, Zachary's here. Hey, you want some oodles and noodles?
He's just sleeping at the table.
So Aegis said he was gonna be up at what, 6 for
6-ish,
breakfast?
Yeah, it'd be like 6, maybe 6:30 at absolute latest.
Okay. Yeah, there would just be a dirty bowl on the counter, an empty oodles and noodles can, and I'll at least rinse out the glass of milk before I put it up on the drying rack.
Aegis would probably see Tempest downstairs, like roughly at the same time he got down there, only because he'd fallen asleep in the bathtub so early.
Elon Musk.
I'm sorry, did you say you fell asleep in the bathtub?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Morning, everyone.
See, I would drown if that happened, but for those of you who don't need to breathe...
Don't need to breathe. Yeah.
He don't need to breathe, and he has
If
a
you're,
water-based
wait, if you're
filter.
asleep, aren't you technically unconscious, so don't you technically have to breathe?
That
Oh
when
God,
you're a
did we lose
warlock with
Tempest?
a fancy
Oh,
Broke me
that's
on
right,
that
so you
one.
got a little bit of fucking... Yeah, I mean, hey, I'm just saying. I only know this because Sybil plays in the
my
Wildlands
sheet just says I
campaign.
don't need to breathe. I don't know.
So
So far as like being conscious, I don't know.
If you had fallen asleep
question.
and your face went underwater, Aranor still needs you, so she would have made sure you didn't drown.
She just put a little bubble around your
Put a
head.
bubble. That was exactly what I was picturing. She put a bubble around his head, like
Just
a
wake
little...
up with a fishbowl over you,
Yeah.
like, what the fuck?
But
You-
for
you wake up-
future,
It's
Go
like
ahead.
for future air genasi reference, if you are unconscious, you do in fact still breathe. It says you can hold your breath indefinitely,
Yeah.
and I know this because Sybil has not had a good time anytime she's been underwater.
Yeah,
Lost in the
Sybil's
seaweed.
drowned once or twice.
Lost in the seaweed forest. So Tempest, you would
At
you'd-
least in the legacy version of the genasi.
Yeah, yeah. You'd wake up to Zoopal kind of like tink 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 on the glass bubble that's around your head, and you're like, oh shit, I fell asleep in the bath.
Oh, well, actually, this is a warlock. The warlock ability that allows me to I can breathe underwater.
Fancy bitch.
Ooh,
It says-
That's
it
even
says-
better.
beautiful.
Transcending
Exactly that.
race. That is amazing.
Gift of the
That
sea.
is
Yeah,
awesome.
that's right. That's right. So you're good.
I love that you have a class named after yourself in that. Tempest class.
It's the Tempest class.
Oh, no.
Yeah. No,
It's just Tempest's class.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, they were missing
I-
an apostrophe S there. Okay. I
Yeah,
got you.
yeah.
It's so much cooler the other way.
I
We're
agree.
gonna
That would be
pretend.
cool. That would be cool.
So yeah, so Tempest he sleeps in the bathtub. It's one of the best nights of sleep you've ever gotten, Tempest. Your phone.
Except it was probably
almost-
wicked cold by the time I got up.
Oh yeah,
I woke
freezing
up.
cold. Actually, no, it's not. You wake up and it is still warm.
For magical reasons, I hope.
Yes, you did not pee in the bathtub.
Okay, good.
I knew exactly where you're going.
Thank you.
Yeah, but she keeps the water warm for you. And then yeah, you wake up. You probably would wake up because of her song.
I guess actually sorry, I might just kind of retroactively do this. I guess as I'm kind of like waking up, because at first like he got up into the bathtub to clean himself off, then he was so beat up and exhausted that he just probably like passed out literally. But then like upon waking up to her song, he probably like remembered like, oh, I should probably try to like do this whole meditation thing to try to, I don't know, connect with Sirlath. I think that's what I needed to do. And he'll try to do that. He'll try to, I guess, calm his mind and try this whole meditation thing. See how that works.
Okay, let's do meditation. I'm trying to think about what I want you to do. Let's do a nature check.
Okay. We want.
It's your first time meditating. You've also got Zoopal in the bathroom there with you, and he's just zooming around because it's the morning zoomies. So you try to focus on it, and you know, for the first time ever, you sit down and you try to think nothing, but so much just happened to you that it just feels impossible.
Just like I thought. I don't know if this whole meditation thing is actually a thing. Okay, I'm gonna head downstairs.
All right.
Morning, Aegis. I'm sorry, Angus.
And Kira will be up between 8 and 9-ish, so let me know whenever she can.
Is
Make
anyone
it
doing
down.
anything significant between 6 and 9?
Once Marcus sees Aegis come in, he will immediately go, "Oh shit!" Looks down at the dirty bowl and the empty can of oodles and noodles. I can explain. I got hungry after my first 200 push-ups. I'm so sorry.
No, you are fine. You were up before I was up. You made yourself some food. I do not blame you one bit. That being said, breakfast will be here shortly.
Thank the gods, because I am so fucking hungry. That oodles and noodles just went straight through me on top of that glass of milk.
That's what happens when you live like that with your food. You are what you eat.
Your oodles of noodles.
Oh, I am oodles of noodles. So say it to my guts. Master Bonkin, that reminds me, downstairs bathroom. I'll clean that one today, sorry.
I was
What
about to say,
happened?
Oodles of noodles happened.
that mixed with
You
milk.
blew it up, didn't you?
Sorry, what was that, Master Aegis?
That plus milk.
Oh yes, by the way, I'm lactose intolerant, so that was terrible. It was like stepping on a bouncing Betty. Screeched all the way up and all the way down.
That
Ramen
explains the
noodles.
smell.
Ate it.
Is that back to that you always eat fish? That make me a fish?
You can be anything your heart desires, Master Bonkin.
Just believe in yourself.
If you'd like to be a fish, when
Mr. Marcus.
you're very quiet. I'm sorry. What was that, Master Bonkin?
I appreciate that, Mr. Marcus and Tempest.
You want to be a fish?
No, I'm happy as I am.
Are you sure? I can make you a fish.
I was gonna say, if you change your mind, I think that we've got magic people who could make that happen for you.
Aranor taught me something.
Oh. Really? Like you can actually transform him into a fish? Okay, listen. Master Bonk.
Yes.
If Master Tempest can transform you into a fish, let's go to the docks, we'll throw you into the ocean, and then I'll catch you. So you can see how it feels when you catch your fish. It's like an experience.
That's okay. I kind of don't want a hook in my mouth.
I hear
I
fish don't
appreciate
feel
it.
pain.
That's true.
Would I
Who
be?
remembers anything? So you forget immediately how bad it sucked to be caught by a fishing lure, and then, this circle happens again.
Does it let me speak to fish? Because I'd like to figure out why one of those should be so angry. Indicating the Siamese fighting fish I caught.
That's a good question. Master Tempest, what gift has Erenor imparted upon you that allows you to transform somebody into a fish? That seems very specific.
Well, not specifically a fish. I mean, I can turn something into any kind of animal, but
Really? You can turn me into a fucking rhinoceros if I want?
you're even doing a rhinoceros. I'm talking outside again. I'm talking about polymorph here.
Oh, would Marcus understand that? Nah, I'm just gonna say no. He'd have no fucking idea.
I don't think you'd have had
There'd be no
exposure
way.
to that.
He wouldn't. No way.
Yeah. Yeah.
He would stay far the fuck away from druids and
Just
weird wizards.
honestly, just like the crazy kind of magic, because your stuff's all innate.
Yeah. Gotcha.
I think it's Aranor said that it's something something.
Polyamorous. Ah, that's how you can have two girlfriends at one time.
Yeah, maybe.
Hell of a spell. Right, so about
Yeah,
those
that's
Western
well.
omelets.
For a while.
So glad I'm upstairs.
Me too.
I love this conversation.
Yeah, so it just hands out the Western omelets to everybody, and you guys start. Zachary would come down eventually as well upon smelling food, as he often does, and you guys will enjoy some breakfast.
Yeah, so like Marcus, he pushes the button, retracts from like his neck up to like just below his nose, and the first bite he goes, "Holy shit, Master Aegis! Fresh jalapenos in this Western omelet? They're not even pickled? That's amazing! Where the hell are you getting your produce in the middle of February?"
He just goes to the grocery store, doesn't he?
He's not picking this out. Oh fuck. And then it dawns on Marcus, he's not been in a grocery store. Huh. A grocery store. Is that somewhere by the jeweler or the temples?
Zachary.
Oh, that we go to.
Yeah, Zachary kind of nods when Bonkin says that, and he says, like he's eating. He says, "Well, there's actually multiple grocery stores across the whole town. It's just some carry some things and others carry other things."
Okay, well, that was a little
Would you like to
snooty.
go to
I mean,
one
it
just
works
to
the same
market?
way in our time. We have markets.
Well, that wasn't in your time. You're in my time.
Oh, they don't call them markets anymore. They're grocery stores, but nobody told me that.
But that's because we broke the market down into specific things. So we have clothing stores, as you've seen. We have grocery stores. We have jewelry stores. They just...
Business idea. We take all of those things, the way they were in our time, in the market, and we put them all back together. And we hang things on the walls, and we call it
A mall?
wall chart. But we sell everything. Everything you'd find in a food store, jeweler. You can buy your insurance there, get your nails done if you need to. Everything. All in one
I
shop.
don't think it would work.
Fuck, you're probably right. I'm a terrible businessman. I'm sorry. I was just throwing.
I think it's a great business idea, but I feel like anybody who owns it could easily just kind of take advantage and maybe... I feel like eventually it would go downhill. It'd be great at first. Eventually it would go downhill, and going there would make you cringe.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Chat me.
Lucy doesn't get it.
What are we playing again?
Walmart.
Start seeing later.
Are we playing 2025 Sim? Mistress Kira. Oh wait, that's just Min.
Min and Syl come down without Kira because they smelled food.
Oh.
And now give them both pocket bacon.
Make sure you split an omelet between the two of them. They're big girls.
That's true.
Zoopal kind of zips around. Zoopal kind of zips around the two a little bit. A little excited to see them.
Syl will absolutely try and catch Zoopal, as she does. Syl can fly too. It's a dangerous thing.
You guys just have things like zipping around the kitchen right now.
They're like hummingbirds. Holy shit. When they collide. Oh god, Oh, was that blood? That was puke. Never mind. Nope, that was piss. She's good. No problem. Alright, everybody just smile and pretend like everything's alright.
Zoopal pees herself whenever she gets excited.
I was wondering who that came from. Smells like a fresh spring rain though. Interesting.
If it's spring rain, it's Zoopal. If it's grease, it's Syl. If it's bacon grease, it's Min.
Gross.
This is all y'all's fault.
Ate all of it.
Right, so when Mistress Kira comes down the stairs, just so we're all aware, I do have all of the loot from the Astral Tech location. Got a couple things we should probably have a serious conversation about within those confines. But I'm going to go ahead and start transferring money right now to everybody, if you're all alright with that, because I did receive a transfer last night from Rava. And then Marcus, I'll type it in chat for you guys too, but everybody will earn 1,850 gold and 40 plat.
I was not at the last fight. I would not.
You got it all.
be-
You
Okay.
got it all, because you were in the mission with us. I already made sure
Appreciated.
Candace had done the math for me on that one.
Candace, are you good if Min goes and gets Kira?
Oh yeah.
Send. Cool.
Right, so, now that I'm done transferring all of that money, I can delete it from my mind. Marcus just starts pulling shit out of his backpack like he usually does and just sets it all on the table in front of him. So we've got a handful of things here that are just kind of strange. Oh, that reminds me. He scoots the chair out, gets off of it, reaches under the table, and pulls a huge fucking crate out and sets it on the table. Master
Where were you
Regis-
hiding that?
No, I wasn't hiding it anywhere. It was just underneath my chair. I didn't want any of the automatons to knock it over or Master Bonkin to kick it or anything like that. I found... I don't know why we took this, but it was in the CEO's suite, so I guess it was kind of ours by proxy. I found another 30 bottles of fine wine. So, Master Aegis, I think we have found now 2 cases of fine wine from different locales, so... I don't partake in alcohol, so drink up, enjoy yourselves.
Is this the same wine?
I don't know. DM? Help?
Is it the same?
The 30 bottles of fine wine. Because we have found, if I'm not mistaken, Aegis, you do have that, right? Because I almost... I know for a fact we found wine.
It was, I believe, the
It's
other.
in my inventory. Just 1 second here.
Yeah, I think you identified what kind of wine it was too, if I remember correctly.
Me?
No, Aegis.
Oh, okay. I was like, no, I don't know what the fuck I'm...
Yes, we do have still 6 bottles of fine wine because Aegis took 2 of them. One of them is in the kitchen, the other he gave to Umi, and Tempest took 2 of the bottles.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you can add 30 to that.
So like more than like the kind of wine, but I mean like, is it like the same like manufacturer? Does it have the same label?
Oh, I see.
Yeah, that I do not have in my notes for
Mm,
what
This is a
type of
very
wine
important
this is.
question.
This is an important question. No, it's not. It's not the same label.
I was gonna start scanning it for the letters TW. See who
Exactly,
are we fucking
exactly.
poisoning?
He's in
Because
the
I
wine
think the first wine bottles we got was from the vampires, right?
Yeah, from the
Yep.
He just
Okay.
instantly goes over and out into his room where the other 6 probably are right now. And he looks, what is the label on them?
Hold on a second. I'm making them up.
While the universe is consulting their
Their
notes,
infinite knowledge.
Let's see.
Min said that something was horribly wrong.
Oh, hello, Mistress Kira. No, everything is quite fine. What could possibly be wrong? Master Aegis is making delicious Western omelets. I had a can of oodles of noodles, followed by a large glass of milk. Don't go into the downstairs bathroom. I'll handle that.
Upstairs bathroom it
we,
is.
we have found tons of wine. Lots of fine wine.
Min,
Be careful
what
if you go in the upstairs bathroom too.
I'll start
I'll take
finding
that
a way
one.
to make a new one. Min, what it... Min says she had to share an omelet with Syl.
Oh, fuck me. God, I don't understand these children and the sizes of their stomachs. I apologize. Master Aegis, would you make another full Western omelet and split it in half so that Mistress Syl and our dear sweet Min can have the equivalent of an entire omelet now?
Aegis is still not in there.
Oh, shit. I'm talking to myself. Marcus reaches across the table and grabs Zachary's omelet. Master Zachary, this is of the utmost importance. If these girls don't get
we
their
can
food...
give them mine.
what are you going to eat then? I ate all the oodles of noodles this morning.
You ate all of them?
Well, no, there was only one in there. There was double beef ravioli
no.
and...
And Kira's going to go over to the fridge. She's going to stand on her tippy toes and get up into the cabinet above the fridge, and it's packed full of junk food that she knows Aegis would never let her have. So it's up at tall person height.
Where the fuck did you... Holy shit.
When you turn around, the Bonkin who stares right into it because he just had like a disapproving look that doesn't say anything.
Now that's an oodle of noodles.
There's the square ones. Oh, these ones are shaped like unicorns.
Unicorns are real? People here know what unicorns look like?
Well, sort of, and he'll show the can. I don't think any unicorn has ever looked like that, but...
Way less fangs.
Yeah, they're very, very fierce looking.
Yeah, and this is like the cutesy cartoon one where it's like, hey, and it's got like the rainbow hair.
It's a My Little Pony unicorn.
My Little Pony unicorn. Yeah. My little pony. My brain's not working.
My miniature horse.
Friends
My
and-
miniature
unicorn.
horse. That's what I was thinking.
My
of.
friends and I, when we were younger, we used to tell horror stories about unicorns. Yeah, they do not look like that.
And how they'll come for you with their horns of judgment.
Yeah, and impale you
Bonkin the
right up the middle.
What the fuck?
Kira nods
Well-
seriously.
I'd like to think because Bonkin was never told bedtime stories, he's just like, unicorns are nice things like everyone else, and he's like, wait, they're not.
Oh, this wasn't a bedtime story. This was like, don't go into the woods kind of story.
Oh god, you guys need to travel the plains a little bit more. They're not that bad.
That's partially why you do. So, have you seen a unicorn in the Shadowfell?
No, do they traverse the Shadowfell? They're pretty much the exact opposite of the Shadowfell.
Yeah, now picture the Shadowfell version.
Don't like that. Professor Sundamal's going to be very full tonight. Lots of nightmares.
And that's payback for your telepathy image from earlier. She adds in Elven.
Marcus will say in Elven, "That's very rude. Also, and as I do that, I will imprint the demon image or the devil, the fucking barb devil that I fought that you never got to see in your mind and go, take that! That's what stabbed me in the fucking chest yesterday."
There's gonna be a clatter as several canned goods come out of the cabinet. She's startled
No, the
from it,
noodles!
which Aegis just
Oh,
walks
the
back
noodles.
into. The junk food cabinet avalanching down.
Oh, shit, Master Aegis.
Kira, have
She
you
did
been
it.
hiding food?
Marcus showed me a demon image.
That is true. That is exactly what happened. Technically, he wasn't a demon, he was a devil. But I'll allow it to slide this time.
I'm not
means
even
like
mad
we
at this
back
point.
home
That was
again.
hilarious. And he's just gonna start going up back over to where he was to continue his omelet.
So, I do have, if anybody has anything, obviously stop me from talking, but I do have a handful of magic items that I'd like to discuss that we had pulled from the Astral Tech headquarters. Also, Mistress Kira, did you get my transfer?
She checks her phone. Yep. Yeah. I did. Thank you.
Ah! Oh. Yeah, welcome to my fucking nightmare.
This explains the avalanche. I don't know if you showed this last time.
I
'Cause I
did
was
not.
listening
I did not.
It
driving.
was a different one, yeah.
That's what Marcus shows you.
This very much explains the avalanche.
Zoopal zaps a picture of a cartoonish unicorn into your head right after that one, after seeing your reaction. Better?
The freshly cleaned up can startle again and nearly fall. I'm sure Bonkin's reflexes are good enough on that. But
Right.
If need be, there will be 2 more arms to catch.
Alright, so everybody has received their cut of the coin. Now, I have a couple of mundane things we can just probably put to the side or give to Master Aegis to do his thing with his, people in front of fucking...
Yes, exactly that.
that might be scarier than the devil, knowing their
Sorry.
shared horror stories.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. Thinking about that thing tearing me straight up the middle is absolutely horrific.
The stars are so gleeful about the violence.
So Marcus puts a
Imagine
large
if we
staff
run
on.
into the centaur version of that.
So
Marcus puts a staff.
It's a sapphire, a big star sapphire, into the center of the table. And next to it, he puts a small ring that's been encrusted with agate. These are pretty much nothing. They're just gems and some fancy ring that we pulled out of there from somebody. I don't know. To be honest, that may have been that CEO's wedding ring or something, but I don't know how it ended up in my backpack. That's not my concern.
I mean, I can't imagine that guy's still married. You saw him?
No, you're right. He definitely turned to the dark side. But what do we want to do with these? Do we want to just hawk them and split profits? Or does anybody want these? I'd fucking...
Tempest looks over at Kira. I think these might make a nice little combination for the new jeweler over there.
You're a
I was-
jeweler?
Working on some things last night.
What are you making? Marcus
I kind of
weird eggplant rings, and he just...
I kind of volunteered her. Not really. I suggested maybe she'd be a good jeweler because she did such a great job with the necklace for Gail. So I thought maybe it's a little side hustle for her.
Well, she'll reach into a pouch and pull out a small bundle of cloth, open it up, and show a very simple, delicate little necklace. I started on this one last night. I got distracted trying to fix the hole in the armor that just missed some of the key wiring, but
By key wiring, do you mean my liver? Because I don't really need all of my liver.
no, it was more of your liver parts were seeping into your armor parts.
Oh, that's no good.
Yeah, but that
Sounds
should
very
be
bad.
fixed now.
Yeah, Marcus kind of like he'll like reach down and like touch the necklace. Fuck me, that is
Right? That's what I'm saying. It's really good work.
there is a delicacy.
Very
Wait,
nice
hold on,
work.
he picks it up and he grabs the star sapphire and he holds it up to the base of it and kind of like wedges it in, but not to the point where it's gonna hurt it. He's just kind of trying to show like, you know, part of it kind of up into the cavity of this thing. Now, this. Oh, wait. You've got tech and arcane things about you, Mistress Kira. Do you think you could make this thing glow and even give it just maybe it's like a light of some sort?
I'm going to reach out and just tap the necklace and use my magical tinkering ability to make it glow with a soft light that matches the star sapphire.
It's success.
She
Yeah,
doesn't answer anything. She literally just taps it and it starts to glow.
Yeah, I mean, you guys can't see Marcus's face at this point, but he kind of like rears back and holds it up and then just looks at Tempest.
Falcon gives a quiet clap.
Now that's something.
Good stuff, right?
That is definitely something.
Right, so Marcus sets the Star Sapphire nearest Kira and then pushes the ring over. So this is a you department from now on. I think that we should maybe allow gems to go to you.
If I
would be in agreement.
any gems that aren't needed for anything magical, and then if the jewelry sells, we'll split any proceeds from that, and
Cut me
we'll
out.
come back that way.
I don't need money.
No,
I've taken a vow of poverty. I don't need any money. Split it between the four of you.
correct, but this place might.
Oh, we're paid up for a whole year.
Yes, in its current state, and we're going to need to get more security things.
Do you need money for that? I have cash.
No, I do not.
Okay, just
We
making
all
sure.
have quite a bit of money for that.
So stupid. I can't fucking get rid of it.
They have stupid amounts, yeah, at this point.
Okay, well,
Okay,
you can
so
take
star sapphire
Yes, that's
and agate encrusted ring.
100%. That's exactly what it is. This, and I think maybe Master Bonkin should have this because, to be honest, you were a fucking champ and drank yours before I drank mine. It was kind of like a who's gonna drink theirs first sort of thing. He puts a potion of growth on the table and he slides it forward. I don't know who the fuck is making so many of these in this city and why, but I have a sneaking suspicion, and no offense, Master Aegis, that it's a little person who's just trying to fit in with like normality, and like the extra is just being brewed off to the side as profit.
I think that's a good idea.
I think that's a great idea.
Hey,
Good cash.
he just wants to think about that real quick with how potions are made nowadays. Would it make sense for it to have been like a large batch type deal?
You can give me what would make sense. It seems silly. It seems silly, but I'm gonna have you do a history check. You're thinking about right now, but just you can only really base it off of your knowledge.
Yeah, and most of his knowledge would be like when he's worked with Umi.
Right.
Maybe it is.
Yeah, what you would know from working with Umi is that they do try to do things in batches. You can't say for sure, but you can't say for sure whether or not these types of potions can be done in batches because every potion is made in a different way, and sometimes you can only make one at a time.
Would have to ask Umi on that, but possible you can make those in big batches.
Maybe my theory's right, maybe it's wrong. Honestly, I was just guessing. But we have found a large amount of them in this city, and in
I
my...
get it.
What?
I get
Aegis-
it. That's clever.
Large,
Yeah, A just starts laughing at that.
large amount.
Oh. Shit, I made a joke and I didn't even realize it. Excellent. Master Bonkin, maybe you should hold on to that though, because you get very large very quickly, and I typically forget about needing to do that, as we saw in the last fight.
Alright, thank you, Mr. Bonkers.
No, you don't need to thank me. Look, this is all of our loot. If anybody has any objection to it, please speak up. Next, we have... So this is an interesting thing, and here's the problem. None of us can effectively use this item. He will set a scroll tube, like a leather scroll tube, down on the table, and he'll unlatch the one side of it, and he'll pull it out and unroll it. This is a scroll of Rary's telepathic bond. This is a scroll that is very exclusively meant for wizards to use in combat situations, war wizards to be more specific, that binds entities together via telekinetic energy. Technically, I can read it, Master Tempest can read it, Master Aegis can read it, and I'm guessing Mistress Kira can read it because she's so smart. That sounded...
Her ears color just a little bit.
However, we will all struggle to identify the actual incantation, as it is not native to any of our regular abilities. However, this scroll in specific directly targets the mind and a psychic link between individuals. And I believe that if the time were necessary, I may be able to benefit from this and cast it without as many restrictions as anybody else. I'm fine holding on to it if we want to hold on to it for the foreseeable future, or if anybody here is interested in it, please, by all means, help yourself. And he sets it in the center of the table.
He just immediately goes, I have more scrolls than I know what to do with right now. If you want one, have it.
You said you will have difficulty reading it? Is that what you're saying?
All of us would.
We will all have difficulty reading it because none of us studied in any of the wizard colleges. However, because my only thought is that, and Candace, correct me if I'm wrong, as I'm reading this, being a telepath and a psychic, does this spell, I mean, does it read easier to me? Like, does it look like it's got fluid? Is there something fluid to it, or no?
Well, you'd recognize a lot of...
Because it's only on the wizard spell list.
Right,
None of us are wizards.
right. Yeah, you'd recognize, especially since you have some of the innate magic from... innate magic, we don't call it magic, but anyways, because you have those innate abilities, yeah, some of those words stand out to you, and you're able to easily recognize them with the arcane side of your brain.
Okay, so like if I was going to read this though, I mean, do I feel like I would have any ease in reading it? Not necessarily as if I were a wizard, but like compared to like if I looked at, if I sat down with one of these guys and said, okay, translate this for me, I translated it, like, do I read it easier?
It would be a
or
little
it's
easier
just
for
me
you.
throwing
It would be a
okay.
little easier for you than for the other two, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so he'll stick to that narrative then, I guess.
I mean, if it's more, even slightly more up your wheelhouse, I'd say you hold on to that.
I mean, it's only slightly at my wheelhouse because of my capability to link two people and telepathically, and that's what this spell does. However, if you are interested in adventuring into this realm, please take it.
I mean, do you know what it actually does?
I do. I can read it. I can see what it does. So what this does is so it does not require you to concentrate on it. It's very, very quick. It's a quick 6 or 10 second read. And then for an hour, the caster can bind 8 individuals via telepathic bond. And so long as those entities are within, just reading the spell. Yes, so as long as we are within 30 feet of each other when the casting happens, 8 of us can speak to each other telepathically over any distance, full stop. The only thing that would stop it is being on another plane of existence.
I was
But,
just about
but
to ask about
for an hour, though, we would be able to communicate with each other from anywhere. Period.
that. That would be very helpful.
Again, no concentration. Very, very important. This is to set us up for success if we had to split up.
I have to agree with that.
Okay, yeah, but still, if it's a little bit more easy for you to figure this whole scroll out, I think probably you should hold on to it. Is there any way that we can like help you figure that out, like before?
I don't know the answers to that question because I'm just reading sigils that I can pretty much barely understand. But if do you want to take a look at it? And he kind of pushes it over to Tempest. Can you take a look at it and see if maybe you understand it? Because if you understand some of this more than I do, like with your capability, fuck, I want nothing to do with it at that point. You link me and I will just talk back.
This goes for more than just this particular scroll, but if you have a moment where you want to attempt something you're not entirely confident in your ability to do, if we have a few seconds ahead of time, let me know. I may be able to augment to help support your attempt temporarily.
That's kind of where I was going with this too. Like I can help aid you in some way or another.
Oh, well,
Same.
Inspire you with my music or
yes,
whatever.
Master Tempest. I'm constantly, every time we get into battle, I hear you calling out to me in the ether, and I'm brought to the brink of. Although sometimes your stuff is weird because I'll smack somebody and there'll be like a clap of thunder, or it's interesting though. Master Aegis, I feel your blessings all the time.
Each little ability has its own little stank, I suppose.
Good stank or bad stank? Oodles of noodle stank.
Oodles of
That's
noodle
bad.
stank. It's starting to waft into this room, by the way.
Ah, fuck me. I'm so sorry.
You gotta triple flush that.
And now, well, no, it's already flushed. The problem is I've got to clean the bowl. So okay, I pushed the scroll over to Tempest. Though, does he? I guess I'd do it.
Oh sure, yeah. I'll take a look at it if it makes any more sense. I doubt it.
You can give me an Arcana check.
Yeah, I doubt it.
Yeah, nah.
The fuck?
You've already
Inspire yourself.
The fuck is this thing?
You've
What is
already-
this thing?
you've resolved that it's Marcus's, so you're not really putting the energy into it that you might if anybody else is having a hard time.
What even is this thing? I don't even know. Here it is. Here, since I don't know.
Okay, well, I suppose that's a me thing. Next, here we've got 2 of these things, 2 small black balls, and he sets 2 small beads on the table, like literally little teeny tiny bead-sized things, but they are completely black. They're like 3/4 of an inch in diameter. I don't know what the fuck they were doing with these, and I've seen these built into necklaces, bracelets, anklets, toelets, eyelids, earrings, the beads of force. If you yeet one of these bastards, whoever it hits or wherever it strikes will literally explode outward, and then a barrier of force will manipulate around said entity. Only a 10-foot by 10-foot entity, so about the size of a troll. And it will lock it in place at that point. They are very dangerous, and let me just tell you right now, if you accidentally drop these, or if you are thrown, and they strike a hard surface because they are too exposed on your person, they will detonate and turn you into viscera.
Big old nope on that one then.
I want nothing to do with these. You all saw me with the pistols.
Good night, should also there again, so I keep it all.
Kira has own. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was about to say if Kira has something for it, fine. Aegis was just gonna be like, I think that might be something we just sell off to Umi potentially.
I
Respectfully disagree.
might have a use or two for something like that.
Then it is yours. And I will not ask questions. I am still
Yeah,
gonna ask
same.
questions about that. And points up to the cabinet where you've been hiding stuff.
Busted.
Marcus, do you have more things? Marcus?
Marcus is gone. It's all you, Kira. What's happening? What's up with all the food?
Marcus
So-
sits and just shrugs his shoulders for a sec, just kind of allowing
Marcus-
the awkwardness to ensue.
Marcus shrugs in Elven.
He shrugs in Elven. It's
Lay
very
shrug.
fancy.
Oh,
I
that's the
understand that.
worst.
I understand that.
A lay shrug.
Okay,
He
so
grabs at a mustache that doesn't exist behind his helmet and does one of these.
okay, Jacques the Whipper. So with that, so Bonkin kept coming in to make sure that my room was properly clean, and he kept checking to make sure that there wasn't a ton of junk food. And so I made sure that there was minimal junk food in my room. And yeah, Marcus, other things.
Absolutely, we've got plenty of things here. What are you talking about?
Yep.
We've
And
got
she
this.
does take the beads of force, and she will. Do I know if those can safely go into bag of holding?
Give me an Arcana check.
While you're doing that, I'm sure Age is giving you the stink eye, but
Oh yeah, it was very much going to be, we'll continue this later.
yeah.
She is
Bonkin
not
also has a-
looking. She's looking towards the ceiling, because that's as far away from your eyes as she can get.
Yeah, it's behind you, Bonkin, also unable to be intimidating as we figured out last adventure. Not even close to Aegis' level, but he's also angry with his arm folded behind him.
Kira,
Thomas is
followed
probably
your
looking up
rules.
there. What you got up? What you got up there? Could I grab a little something up there?
I will reach up and I will pull out a zebra cake and toss it to you.
Yeah.
Did you just look
Nice,
to
thank you.
see what you had nearby?
No, I was trying to think of like the first junk food item I could think of that would be Tempesty. The only thing I have by me at the moment is out, and that's not in the junk food cabinet. That's in your guys' room.
Apparently, we got a giant case right here in front of us.
Okay. Before you get out anything else, she's going to set her bag of holding on the table. Excuse me, Zachary. Actually, on the counter here. And she's going to very, very, very gently put the beads of force one at a time. Well,
I wanted you to see that second part before you did it.
As you're doing that, Tempest is like slowly sneaking out of the room.
yep, she's going to very gently put the beads of force into the bag of holding. Probably don't. Probably should be extra careful in cases of jumping, falling, and similar. As she closes the bag and puts it back to her side. This is as safe as I can get it, but if something jostles the bag too much, enough where it affects the extra dimensional space within, might be a little messy inside.
Do you think you might be able to make a reinforced casing out of some of that boulette hide to place each bead in individually so that you can kind of pop them open and throw them when you need them?
That would take a long time to actually pop it open and use it, wouldn't it? I mean, it would kind of.
Well,
Almost
it's
defeat
either
the
that
purpose
or
of
it
that.
detonates when, you know...
Yeah, and not if you have
That's
a
true.
hinged closure on it where you pop it open, slide it into your hand, and then
I was about to say it doesn't need to be a huge container either. You could probably use one of those plates to make two of them easily.
Yeah, they're tiny.
well, you need something to be able to distribute the force
if something were to jostle. I may know what I'm doing today.
Do you have any more? Oh shit! I sold the Beholder Skull. Damn it! I was thinking that thing jostles around that gigantic eye and brain. You could probably use some of the ligaments.
I have some of the membrane still from the beholder.
Yes, that lining the inside of the boulette plate. I think we're onto something. Protect those beads, baby.
Yep. Or even better than that, the gargantuan centipede plates may be better.
Holy shit, we did fight a centipede, didn't we? God, it seems
Yeah,
like
my
so
fucking
long ago.
inventory, y'all.
Real weird, yeah.
Alright,
Vial
The
of
jar of
Banshee
demon
ectoplasm.
ichor was the grossest.
No. The vial of Banshee ectoplasm is getting up there, though.
We milked the banshee, sweet.
Rest.
To be fair, we do also have giant centipede steaks still in the fridge that surprisingly are still actually looking pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we should cook those soon, though. They're gonna start to turn brown. Oxidation
Oh.
is...
No.
Oh, alright, fair enough. Okay, we got two
He
more
just already
things.
took care of that once.
Alright, so, I will pull out a... I will pull a feather out, and I put the feather in the middle of the table. So that's a weird thing.
Would you pick that up from a pigeon outside? What is that?
Well, it may have been a pigeon on the outside, but on the inside... Yeah, I don't know where the hell that thing came from. It honestly may have been stuck to the inside of my backpack, but it registered as a magic item. Have any of you ever heard of the magic items from the Grand Wizard Quall? Quall. No.
Does
History
that
check,
register
maybe?
At all?
Yeah, if you think that you might know, give me a history check.
History or Arcana? I'm good with either. I'm more interested in the magic than the history behind it.
I would say yours is
That's
Arcana.
fair.
Yeah.
Unless Qual is that like dude in my village. I don't
Nope,
know
I'm thinking
shit.
about how to create a 4-speed dispenser.
4-speed grenade.
Aegis, you're still
It's
kind of,
already a grenade.
you're still thinking about the damn cabinet full of snacks and shit in your kitchen right now.
That
was
and
purposely
being
put out of
grossed
you.
out. Yeah, that and being grossed out by all the shit Kira has in her room still that thankfully he did not see the first time.
Yeah.
That was in the
Oh,
other
no,
room.
Uncle
You
Paul.
saw the nice side.
Fair.
Yeah, Tempest, you thinking back on stories and that kind of thing that you'd heard, you do know a bit about that. You would know that he was that Qual was a early member of the Company of Seven, and that he got sick of the endless traveling and ended up just going back home, and then he had learned enough spellcrafting when he was out and about that he started to kind of mess around and tinker with items, and some of those items are the ones that you were talking about.
Would that knowledge help me understand what this item actually is?
Sure. So the one that he pulled out is a feather that is attached to a hold on one second. That is attached to a brooch that is shaped like a bird. And you would be familiar come on. You would be familiar with this as being what this does is it creates a multicolored bird. It won't fight for you, but it can carry a lot of weight while it's flying at its maximum speed. And then after it flies its maximum distance for the day, or if it drops to 0 hit points, then it is gone for... I'll have to look that part up because it's not in this description. But
Is
you
this
can
like a Josa kind of scenario, only bird form?
sort of. It's not.
And slightly less terrifying and
It's a little less
insane.
cool.
Creamy.
It's a little less cool than Josa, I'll be honest.
I'm actually looking at the rules right now, just so you know. So it is it can fly for 144 miles per day, with a 1 hour rest every 3 miles that it
Right.
flies, or excuse me, every 3
Hours
hours
of
that
flying,
it
yep.
flies.
I was gonna say 3 miles. Come on.
Yeah, or if it's carrying over 1,000 pounds, it moves at half
Right,
that speed.
half speed.
And then it disappears
At its
after it
maximum.
flies the maximum distance, or if it drops to 0 hit points, you can dismiss it as an action. But the very next day, it can do it all over again.
Right.
So there's no actual like week-long recharge.
Yeah.
I thought Qual's tokens were single use.
Mm,
So it
I
says.
thought that applied to all of them.
that is a good question.
Hang on, because I feel like I just read that somewhere too.
Nope, it does. It's got the tag consumable.
At the-
Yep,
okay,
it's
yeah.
a one-shot.
Yep.
So it can fly 144 miles essentially.
Yeah.
With 1,000
Okay.
pounds or 900.
But up to 100, or is it once I use it, I have to make it go up to 144 miles, and it just kind of hangs around until it reaches that 144 mile mark, and then it's gone? Or
What my call will be is you can get mileage from it. So because this specifically says 144 miles per day, and it says that it disappears.
It's telling you that because it's breaking it down into the hours.
Right, that's true. It says it disappears after flying its maximum distance for a day or if it drops to 0 hit points. So it's not going to officially disappear till you guys hit the full mileage, or if it's getting attacked because maybe you're fighting a dragon or something, then when it hits 0 hit points, then it will disappear at that point as well. If you dismiss it, you can recall it until you hit the mileage.
Okay, good. So like I can use a feather, fly it 10 miles, dismiss it. Next day, fly another 10 miles, and I can still, as long as I don't hit that 144 mile mark.
No, so it would
once
be.
you activate it, it immediately consumes the entire thing. Full stop.
That's what it. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, it's consumable.
Mm-hmm.
However, it does have the statistics of a rock, which means that it has an AC of 15 and almost 250 hit points.
Yeah.
So even if it's being attacked, you're flying way fucking faster than anything can touch it.
Okay, well, I mean, with all that information, even still, like, Tempest's eyes kind of go wide a little bit, like, oh, I know what this thing is. I've read about it in my father's books. Oh, this is cool. So this you can summon a giant ass fuck off bird with this thing, and fly. Yeah. So like, I mean, this will cut any kind of amount of time we'd have to like cross the desert to get to the dragon by a lot.
Exactly.
And also, this thing could help us against that fucker too, maybe potentially.
I don't think it can actually attack. I believe that it's pretty mundane as far as that's concerned.
Yeah, Tempest, you would know. That kind of sparked that memory. Like, oh right, that's right. It doesn't fight for us, but it will carry stuff and it will take an order. So if you're like, take Bonkin back to headquarters because something terrible happened, it can carry him all the way back to headquarters, and you wouldn't have to stay with it.
Oh, all right. Well, maybe it won't fight for us or with us, but it'll at least get us there, or evacuate us when something really bad happens.
Some of us. Marcus looks down at his armor and then looks over to Bonkin.
You said up to 1,000 pounds?
At half speed.
So, well, actually, that's at half speed. So yeah, but if it's full speed, it's 500.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I do that by myself.
Do I know if, and I'm gonna check the spell in a second, but you guys might know off the top of your head, would spells that can, like, enhance ability where you can do double a thing's carrying strength, would that work for a magical construct like the bird?
I mean, I used it for Chandolph.
True.
It does say touch a creature, but I don't know if a magical construct like the bird would count as a creature for the purposes of a spell.
So if we're going to use the term construct, though, you're automatically turning it into a creature because constructs are creatures.
Right.
So if that's the case, as far as I'm concerned, and as far as I mean, this is a DM question, so I don't honestly fucking know, but
So
because it is a construct, it would be a magical construct, right?
yeah. Look, give me 1 second because I want to look at verbiage on.
Sorry, we immediately do the weird
No,
shit.
I know.
I was
Hey,
about to
let's
say,
bull strength this bitch. Carry everybody.
I
Well,
mean,
that
I'm
was
wondering
the-
now if I broke a scenario a long time ago
No.
with using enhance ability on Chandoff, you know.
No, because I looked it up then and I made the call. So because I made the call for Chandoff, I'm gonna say yes. You can use enhance ability on this creature because that's what it becomes.
Okay.
Now, if it was, now here's where this is where the difference would come in. You can't do that to like Aegis's whip, right? Because that is a spec. So that's where the differentiation comes in.
that is a magical thing
Right.
rather
You also
than.
can't target it, I don't think, at all.
You can.
Nope.
Well, no, not the spiritual weapon, but you can target
The rock.
the Qual's token,
Yeah.
yeah, because it becomes a
Yep.
rock.
Because it can take
cannot attack.
damage.
It can take damage,
Yeah.
it just can't attack. Yep.
So Kira's going to, when Marcus goes all briefly morbid, 2 men left behind, she's going to. No, it could take everyone. It would just need a little bit of help. I'm confident in that.
You just have to make sure that neither Master Bonkin or myself are big.
Correct. If you were enlarged, you would more than likely be larger than the being that was summoned by this token anyway. And then it's not even a matter of weight, though that would still be a difficult. It would be.
I was
It would
about
be.
to say, yeah.
Well, good thing is I don't have any potions, so Master Bonkin, if you fuck this up, you're being left behind.
That's fair.
Well,
Not
I
if
mean, come on,
I
we're not-
have
wow.
anything to say about that.
I kid, I'd never leave you behind, Master Bonkin. I'd trail behind on the feather tails of this creature. So who's carrying this? I think that's kind of what we come down to.
Tempest,
Yep.
obviously.
Done.
Yeah, I
Okay.
mean, I like summoning random shit from the ether, so yeah, let's do this.
All right, there you are.
You're already summoning tentacles, you may as well summon a bird as well.
Yeah, exactly.
So we have one more thing. This is a weird thing. Kind of a thing I'm going to take charge on, as I've already had a little bit of a conversation with said thing on the side here. But I want you to all understand that the conversation I've had with this magic item has been for not only our benefit, but for our moral compass to kind of realign itself, because I don't believe in things that have to do with like slavery or binding things against their will. Well, unless of course they're being dragged in by the police because they're murderers or terrible people, terrorists or whatever.
Marcus.
Nah,
What are you
just,
talking about, buddy?
nah.
Are you talking with a sentient item?
No,
What?
fuck no, it's not a sentient item. Good gods, man.
Well, you said you talked to a magic item.
Wouldn't that be crazy if I was just like, by the way, this dagger's been whispering to me in my sleep, and now you all need to meet him? No, it's
That's
not
what
that.
I thought happened.
Trust me, I am much more sound of mind than that. It is not.
It's not a matter of sound of mind. It's
Fair
a matter
enough.
of what the hell this item is, because I thought it was something completely different.
No, it's not. It's not all that crazy. Okay. Anyways, here we go. Marcus will reach into the backpack. He will pull out this. It's this iron flask with some like stuff kind of like carved into the outside of it. And you guys will see on the front of it is engraved. It's not actually like a relief, but it's engraved, and you can see the words Astral Tech on it. And he pops the cork. Candace, I'm gonna untwist the top, and I'm going to say, Uzam, this may seem strange to you, sweetheart, but as long as you'll have a conversation with me and my friends here, I release you from your binding. and I will turn my seat all the way around and point her at the sink.
At the sink? Okay.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna shoot her into the sink. That would be fucking
That
weird.
would-
Even that phrase is strange. But I will aim it at the sink.
Okay, give me 1 second.
Preface the description. Did this look like an iron flask, like the iron flask kind of thing? Entity
Yes.
contained within? Okay.
Shit.
Yes, and
Oh,
the
fuck me.
the astral tech that is engraved it looks new. Like the thing itself doesn't. It looks old, but astral tech, the engraving looks new.
Yes, Lucy.
We've all.
Okay, so Marcus says that, pops the lid, and out comes, and don't yell at me, guys.
What did you do?
Oh shit, girl.
Fuck
Shit,
me.
girl. So she comes
Marcus
out.
who?
I didn't realize hey, fuck you! No! It's either
No, no, no.
me,
What?
her, you, her, or three-way. We're not fucking no one-on-ones.
Oh, sorry about
You
that.
released her.
I did.
So she comes out and she looks around at the whole group, and she says, "Well, this is different. Where am I?"
Welcome to the headquarters of the Oath Bearers, my dear. Like I said when I opened the cork, flask cork, whatever this lid thing here, you are officially released of your bindings. My dear friends, this is Uzam. She is a genie who has been trapped within the confines of this flask by a particular dickhead from Astral Tech, whom we've all had an encounter with, the CEO himself, before he fell to the dark side. There was a mutual agreement between these two, prior to him, unfortunately, falling to a darkness that he could not control. And she was locked in here against her will. She is not demonic in nature. She's elemental, and he kind of bows his head.
And
Genie, Jinn, if I'm not mistaken,
That's correct.
which makes you from the elemental plane of
Air.
air. Yes, of course. He kind of glances at Tempest, and then looks back at her.
It's just wide-eyed the entire time, man.
Nice to meet you.
And this is, yes, allow me to introduce you, first of all. First and foremost, welcome to freedom, because no creature or entity, regardless of what plane of existence they come from, should be bound by another. And we here in the Oath Bearers truly believe that. This here is Master Tempest. He is a scholar of the colleges of days gone by, and a master animator. This here, sorry, go ahead. He'll allow Tempest to take his minute.
I'm a master animator. I do I have saxophone. I have Zupel, and hi.
Hi, Tempest. It's nice to meet you.
You're very blue.
I am Uzam the Fair.
Here you are.
He already has two girlfriends. Allow me to introduce the rest of our group. Master Aegis is our resident cook and master of the hearth. He comes from a day where times were simpler, when curling up next to a cozy fire and indulging in creamy soups was not frowned upon. Apparently, Oodles of Noodles is out and Udon is in. Master Aegis?
It's a pleasure to meet you. Really quick, Would Aegis know anything about genies?
You can give me a history check. Oh, yeah, you're fairly familiar. They tend, for the most part, most of them are good. Maybe a little chaotic, but good. Once in a while, you'll find the occasional corrupted one. But in general, you know, like amongst their people, they each have a job, and you could, with that, I would say you could probably tell that she was a member of aristocracy in her time. Just the way that she's presenting herself, the way that she is dressed, and the way that she's standing. Or
Yeah,
floating.
I
guess.
was just about to ask if Aegis would know about the whole idea of like noble genies.
Yes, you would
and all of
suspect
that.
she's probably one that was of higher regard amongst her people.
So I take it your capture was probably because you are one of the noble of your kind.
You would be correct. I was an arbiter and a protector of my people. I ensured justice and balance in all dealings, and that was with mortals, with other elemental beings as well.
Well then, allow me to, as Marcus said, introduce you to freedom.
She'll bow her head and say, "Thank you, Master Aegis."
Aegis is fine.
Well, on we move then. As we've now introduced you to a few of our friends here. Now, I know you already know me. Also, just to be clear, you are not amongst solely mortals here. And he gestures kind of broadly around the room. There are multiple immortals who currently reside within the confines of our abode. Next, we have Master Bonkin. Master Bonkin is a strong man, a fisherman, and first and foremost, the most dedicated father I've ever met in my many years of existence. Master Bonkin, our friend and guest, and free woman.
Bonk can kind of instinctively reach out his hand, as he's done to everyone we've met. Nice to meet you, Miss. Welcome to freedom. Is that what we're supposed to say? I hope you like it here. I guess if they haven't given you this already, he's gonna absolutely get rid of this card.
She will reach out her right hand to accept yours and gives a fairly firm, like, handshake. Almost surprisingly so, because she is kind of quaint. And then with her other hand, she'll accept the business card with a smile and look it over and say,
If you ever need us or help for anything, you can just call us via that.
"That's good to know, thank you. These are very well made," and she, like, flips it around.
Thank Miss Kira for that. She's great. Oh, sorry, Mr. Marcus doing the introductions. But if you need a place to stay, or what, if you don't have anywhere else to go after this, because I know you just got out, sure, no one would mind if you stayed here for a bit.
Yeah, you stay here.
Thank you.
Especially with the tempers.
Next, we have, and Marcus spins around in his chair and points at Zachary. The one, the only, the man with the plan, who I'd like to call Stan, but unfortunately his name is Zachary. We have our dear driver and our caretaker.
We don't actually know his middle name.
Now, we don't know his middle name or his last name, but Master and Zachary seem to fit quite well. Master Zachary, this is our new found dear friend. Fuck, I deleted her name.
It's dumb.
Hang on. I think I had a different pronunciation. What's the accent say?
Uzam.
Uzam. There we are. Master Zachary, please introduce yourself. That's right. RP with yourself.
Yeah, well, I do. Zachary looks at her. I was looking, actually. I realized I didn't have a token for her, but Zachary looks at her and then looks back at Marcus and then looks back at her and he says, yeah, hi, I am Zachary and I do the driving. I drive the people to where they need to go. And she kind of has the same look on her face as she did when I was doing this. Kat, is that you? You're the worst.
I'm drawing.
She has the same look on her face as she had when Tempest was talking. Zachary just kind of keeps talking about the car, and then he just stops and he looks at Marcus and says, I think it's someone else's turn. And he looks he's just bright red across his face.
Marcus will just go. He'll put his hand up and go, well, that's quite enough. Spins around and he kind of glances at Uzam again and he goes, humans, am I right? Kidding, he's half.
Meanwhile, like Tempest is probably like the exact same shade as Zachary.
Yeah.
Marcus will then spin the opposite direction and face completely away from Uzam and point down towards Min, Kira.
Kira's all the way over there.
No, I see. That's why he's facing downwards. There's a cone. And then where the hell is
Still was chasing Zupel.
Oh, okay. Yes. So he probably won't point it. I'm assuming they're still just fucking around and flying.
Probably,
around, right?
yeah.
I think
So he'll
Sil
briefly
probably
go.
landed on Min when the newcomer arrived.
Gotcha. So he'll point out though. He'll just be like, "This is our dear friend Zupel and Sil, and they are from realms beyond our own, as are you." And he just kind of points behind him. This, however, is our dear Min. She needs no introduction, as she is a master of bacon and a professional of all things holy. Am I right, sweetheart? And he winks, looks over at Kira, and our dear Mistress Kira. Probably the most important of us all, as she is not only the only female here, but, most importantly, the only one who actually knows what the fuck is going on about 90% of the time. Mistress Kira, our dear friend Dujam.
So Kira, whose ear tips did in fact darken a little bit at that. I can't think about the love triangle, it's so weird. She is going to speak in Orin. And she's going to dip her head and say, Kira Fortune, it is an honor to meet you, Lady of Justice.
She'll look a little surprised and then nod her head and say, back to you. And you as well. Where did you learn this language?
It was a gift long ago, and one that I treasured the opportunity to use.
Well, I'm glad that you know what's going on, as you were introduced. She'll say this in common. I'm glad that you know what's going on, and truly grateful for your hospitality, for sure, but also your willingness to set a stranger free. Most in your position wouldn't. Haven't.
Sorry, this was in common?
Yeah, that part's in common.
Okay, she swapped back. Okay, just making sure, because it's like, well...
We're definitely not like most folk, I would say.
Yeah, we've got some weird morale things, moral things, like I'm not allowed to kill my enemies, but everybody here is allowed to lie, cheat, and steal.
Stop it.
And it's just no fucking big deal. Sorry about that.
White lies, little lies, little white
Nah,
lies.
pretty big fucking lies, actually. Lying to the police and law enforcement agencies. What? Not big deal. Not fucking whatever. So, we've freed you from your confines, and we've freed you from your binding, the magic that bound you to this flask. I want you to know that this comes with absolutely no shackles. You owe us nothing. I am well aware of your peoples, I am well aware of your existence, and I am well aware of your capability to potentially bestow upon us gifts from another realm. You owe us nothing. And he looks around. He actually spins in his fucking chair like a fool on his bar stool and looks around and just makes sure that everybody's on board with that.
I mean, you see Tempest with like a wide-eyed understanding of exactly what you're saying. He's like, yeah, no, you're absolutely right.
Yeah,
We
Mr.
may
Marcus is right. If anything,
Differ on. Oh, go ahead.
willing to give more if you want. If you need, I mean.
And we may disagree about the approaches of things sometimes, but on this we're all entirely as one.
With that being said, if you need a place to reside and are unable to plane shift to your homeland, you are more than welcome to reside here for as long as you need. We have spare rooms. We are in the year 2024. It is terrible. There are wizards in the walls.
There are not.
What the fuck do you mean there are not?
She smiles when Marcus says there's wizards in. Well, first when he says 2024 is terrible, she has a huge smile on her face. And then when he says there are wizards in the walls, her smile gets bigger, and she just is watching.
There are not, but we can have that conversation later.
Well, have you been aware of what's been going on in the world since you've been encased?
Yes and no. So the flask was purchased. The flask was purchased at an auction for artifacts by the CEO.
Yes, that I knew.
He would have me initially when he realized what the item was. He let me out and actually consulted me to try to discuss business things, I guess you could say.
Can I interrupt and ask you a very serious question?
Sure.
Did he request upon you to perform any wishes?
He did not.
At all,
No.
even after his corruption?
After his corruption.
That is surprising.
No, what corruption?
Well, you told me.
Well,
you sent me a message that
yes.
said something that she recognized as corruption.
I did recognize corruption in him early, but we managed to fight it off, and then when it seemed like it was more
But then he
evil,
went dark because he
yes.
didn't release you. So yes, he went fucking berserk, which is why he never released you.
I see. So it took over entirely.
Oh, completely.
Oh yeah.
He was an absolute fucking maniac, and he was going to put his entire staff and potentially citizens of the city at risk.
Yes, that I was afraid of that. So when he first touched the flask, I could sense both the evil and the good. The evil started to seem more and more prevalent after a while, and there was what I had told you, the encounter, the purchase that he made from a stranger. I advised against it, but he really couldn't turn down a good piece of technology. So as the longer he had that on, the less he seemed like himself. And then he just stopped talking to me. So to answer your question, yes, I knew for a while what was going on, and it was certainly a shock, Marcus. I felt that as well. It's quite different from our time. I think you're from quite a while ago, it would seem, just based on the way that you're speaking.
Many centuries, yes.
About
Pre-techno.
900 years, yeah.
Oh, that's a long time. That's quite a difference. But no, he never asked for a wish. He only asked for advice. I don't know if he intended to use a wish or not. It was never discussed.
Did he ever say the words, "I wish I had the knowledge of X, Y, or Z for anything"?
No. He liked to be the one to figure it out. He didn't want to have to rely on anybody else.
To be fair, he seemed like that type.
Yes,
I
and
would have to agree.
that
He also fucked up terribly. Do you remember at any point in time during your interactions with him, and I apologize about interrupting him, but do you remember any interactions he had with a small Kenku? And at this point, Candace, I will enter her mind, and I will show her TW and the Kenku, or a deep gnome that looked like this.
So I never saw. I never saw the individual, but that does sound. The gnome sounds familiar. The description.
We saw it in his contracts. I believe we saw it in his contracts. Is that right, Master Tempest, Mr. Shakira? Master Aegis, did you see the TW? That's what he was talking about towards the tail end, correct?
Yes, I believe so.
Didn't catch any of his conversation, fragments of words, but the order didn't make sense.
Okay. Fuck.
Was she trapped? Were you trapped as well?
She was.
He was paralyzed in a way.
She was stuck within the confines of the network that ran deep within the walls of wizards.
There was an unexpected interaction between a device to
Temporal anchor. Yeah.
yes, between a device I carried and the temporal manipulation device he was wielding.
Interesting.
And I might have pissed him off a little bit by trying to break through his defenses repeatedly.
You did fuck up all his toys. A lot of his toys.
Yes.
So she says in Elven, but the meaning is so universally clear. Oh, darn.
Marcus just shouts out in Elven, "Oh no, it was great. Don't worry. Don't be, trouble." Were you being facetious? Were you? Fuck.
Yes.
Yes, Marcus, she was.
God, I keep forgetting in Elven. I keep forgetting you can speak Elven now. Who taught you this language?
Aaron. Alright, sorry.
One of his girlfriends, obviously.
Marcus switches to common. Ooh, shots fired, as he kind of leans back in his chair.
You have.
Tempest goes purple again.
If both are willing, you shouldn't be embarrassed, Tempest. As for TW, the anchor is not something I'm familiar with. He purchased this from this. So what he purchased from TW that I am familiar with is a piece of hardware, cybernetic hardware, that he.
Marcus glances at Kira.
That he.
The cursed item that was lodged in his spine,
I
right?
believe so.
Wait,
Oh,
what?
yeah. There was
Hang on.
Yes.
there was a chip in his spine that was insignia'd Master Aegis. Can you confirm this? It was Osmodius?
It was Asmodeus himself.
He
That was
had
mentioned.
Do I know anything about the possibility of cybernetics?
Candace.
So,
I've been to Alpha League, etc. So
yeah, I would, because she mentioned it when you guys were there. So yeah, I mean, you're aware that they can exist.
she leans forward a little bit. He had a piece of hardware wrapped around his spine that his body was biologically in tune with.
Oh, he had many. He had many of those pieces. Yes, he.
Don't get too excited about it, Kira. He was not okay with that.
No, a curse is a curse, but the possibility of that to be able to balance between machine and
He was not balanced.
well, no, he wasn't good at it, I presume.
Well,
Did
he
you
was
get
excellent
this
at it.
cursed item?
I was gonna ask that, considering it had a curse.
Mhm.
I didn't think as player initially to say anything about it, but would Aegis have thought to grab it?
Yeah, I assumed that, to be honest.
Yeah, because you cast Restoration on it, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
I did, but I didn't say anything specifically about grabbing it and taking it back with us.
Yeah, but we also mucked everything up, and because you went back to fix things, that would have given you a second opportunity to pick it up, so I'll give it to you. I
Okay.
can't see Aegis being like, oh, there's that cursed item I cured, and then walking away from it. I don't see that happening.
Yeah, it was one of those things I was like, I don't think he would leave that, but at the same time, I didn't say anything,
If
and I
it
don't
had-
want to retroactively just be like,
Sure.
yeah, I have
If it had been a hurried leave, like, shit, we need to get out of here, this place is about to explode, you'd have lost it.
That's fair. Actually, yes, I have it.
In the sanctity of some of the most protected areas that we have,
Which, scarily enough, is your room.
I was actually thinking elsewhere, but that would work as well. I truly would
said
want to
sanctity.
look at it.
You said sanctity, and I did cast the hollow up there.
That would. We'll have to talk about it later. It's not the issue right now.
Mm-hmm.
She forces herself to lean back in the least casual way.
So that's a conversation we can have for another time.
I would have to agree.
So, I know this has been kind of strange, Uzam, and I apologize for kind of shunting you into our reality. We truly don't mean you any harm. We do not mean you imprisonment. We do not mean you enslavement. I have, and he picks up the iron flask at this point, Candace, and he throws it at the fucking wall of the stairwell. I wish you nothing but your freedom. That's what you should have had a century ago, and I apologize for your captivity.
When you throw it and say the words, I wish you nothing but your freedom, as the flask hits the wall, it, rather than having a clank, clang, clang like you might expect, it just turns into, so as it hits, it's, you can see it because of how powerful it is and because it's magic, it turns into like air and just kind of, and then is gone, and there's no more flask. And as that happens, she also almost, I hate to say it, but almost like Disney Genie style, she had like bracelets on her arms.
I ain't never had a friend like me. I'm sorry.
She had bracelets on her arms that were very much like shackles, that they do disappear at the same time.
Marcus looks really fucking surprised because that was unplanned. Marcus looks down at her and goes, "Oh, what? Well, I just threw that flask for dramatic effect."
What did you say? What were the first two words you said as you threw it?
I release?
No.
You said,
You
I
said,
wish.
I wish.
Oh. I guess I did, didn't I?
He's a genie.
You did good.
Oh, Marcus, actually, you will not see any Marcus blushing because he's wearing his helmet. He will
The real
turn...
reason he asked me to seal that.
Bingo! You can't see me blush. He turns around and kind of he kind of nods and then looks back forward, and you hear an audible sigh. It just says, "You are free. You did not deserve the fate that was bound to you, and I can't imagine anybody who is bound to a fate like that."
She takes a deep breath, surprisingly enough, and lets it out and then says, "I truly appreciate the kindness you have shown here today. And if it's this TW that you're after, I will happily grant you another wish if it means helping to destroy this creature who destroyed a good man."
I accept your wish, but it is not a wish I will make now. All I want is for you to return to whatever plane of existence at whatever time period you would be more comfortable in. And if that happens to be here, like I said before, and like we've all said already, you are welcome to stay here. However, in the future, we may call upon you, but I beg of you to not manifest any trickery within the confines of us performing any sort of wish, as I did not perform any sort of trickery in my intentions in releasing you.
I am not a fae. I will keep to my word, and I have a spot at the table at home until I die, and they know when we die. So I will go home. If you need me, you need only to call to me. Use my name out loud.
There's a lot of power in a name.
There is indeed, and I happily shared mine with you because I could sense the goodness in all of you as well.
Wouldn't it be crazy if Marcus was just like, I wish for all of us to be dead on that now? Just like a cameo.
Very well. Enjoy your meals amongst your brethren, and make sure that they know my name, and that they understand who freed you from your confines, as in the past, in the present, and maybe in the future, we will meet again.
She nods to Marcus and then smiles around at everybody in the room. And she looks at Kira and she motions to Min and Syl and she says, "Make sure you take care of them."
With every fiber of who I am.
She nods. She turns back and she says, "Thank you again, Marcus. Everyone. It will not be forgotten and it's not lost on my people." And then she turns this direction and she traces some sigils in the air, and it's pretty it happens pretty quickly. The portal opens, and as she goes to step through, she turns around and blows a kiss like generically in everyone's direction, and then goes through the portal.
As Tempest has an aneurysm.
Master Tempest, that was definitely for you.
Tempest visibly kind of finally relaxes. He's been tense the entire time and just wide-eyed and just in awe. I was just like, oh, I've never been so lost for words before in my life. That was a real fucking genie. That's like my ancestor.
Oh, holy shit. Oh, holy shit! Was it really?
Shit, that's right. Like,
Yeah.
probably not really, like, actually
Well,
related.
not
or
not like
anything, but,
literally my ancestor, but like that's like
But yeah, Genasi are elementally.
that's like where we come from. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh fuck! I should have given you the flask. I'm so sorry, Master Tempest.
I would have done the same thing. I would have done the same thing.
Yeah, but it could have been
You did.
who
You
did
did
the
right.
thing.
You did good.
Okay.
You did good.
Okay. All right. Well, that makes me.
Yeah.
Oh
Regardless,
wow,
you
she was
did
pretty.
good.
She was all right.
I didn't think I would ever see a real genie in my life. That was. It's wild enough to see another air genasi. It's one thing to another to see an actual genie.
And not only that, but let's remember too, this was one of the nobles. This was someone who had the ability to actually grant wishes.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I didn't know what to say. I was just like, this is a fucking genie. It's like, oh my god. It's like, this is a fucking genie.
Can I say something maybe out of place here?
Go right ahead.
He's talking to Mark. He's talking to Tempest.
To everybody.
Sure.
Of course.
We have a wish. And I don't think that our task should be easy by any means, but maybe we could utilize this wish to obtain the heart of a time dragon. Or
What? Just say like deliver a heart of a time dragon on this table.
yeah, maybe more than that. Maybe we go a step further and allow the time dragon to keep its heart, and we just bring those who want to go back to the past, and see this thing done.
It's important that we word this very carefully. Of course, she doesn't mean any trickery, but it's just important that what we asked of her is very specific and to the letter. Of like, so you're saying we duplicate a dragon's heart, or what are you saying?
I honestly, I don't know. I'm just kind of speaking here. Maybe we should just put that in our back pocket for now and go about our business. Forget it. I said it. I just
No, it's a possibility. You're right. It's.
I'm
very
absolutely agreeing with
probably
you. Yeah.
one of the smartest options that we have. It's just
If we can get around fighting a time dragon, but also gaining the item we need, or at least killing a time dragon, because I feel like that will have its consequences.
that's more
Like-
what I'm thinking. If we can keep the being alive while still having what we need.
This is a wish we are considering. You are thinking about the components that go into an item, but a wish can create an item that can bend not just the time, but we could wish for the item itself, not just the components.
well, there are multiple items that go into the component because there is the mirror that brings us back, or whatever it is. Fuck, I don't know. This is all so above me.
Are you saying we ask for the mirror itself rather than the item?
I apologize. I don't know exactly what I'm thinking. And he kind of points at Bonkin. I just know that I need to get this man back to his family, and that's all I care about at this point, to be honest with you all.
And we've been saying that for months now. We're all in agreement, I think.
We are.
I appreciate that, Mr. Marcus, and everyone. If it is possible, I would like to go back as soon as possible. But I don't want to guess, risk it if it means something bad happens to you lot.
I don't even know if it's something where something bad might happen to us. It's just the fact of, like, yes, this is a wish, but
Should I add a wish item to my
I'm-
inventory?
That's not a bad
even
idea.
the most powerful of clerics. I don't know. I don't even know if one of the gods would have power strong enough to be able to pull something like that through a miracle.
Can we ask her?
Why
Well,
don't
if
we
we-
give her time to
I was about to say, I think it
enjoy
would be
her
a
freedom
little,
first?
Oh, I
yeah,
don't
it would
mean
be a
right
little
now.
rude to do it immediately, but
It would be a little rude. Ages.
Give this some time. We'll think about it. Think about what we need. Think of how we can ask her. And yes, I absolutely give her time. This is definitely game changing.
I don't
Early.
want all of our adventures to be for naught. I mean, we've done great harm among those in this time, and we have done a great deal of good as well, but I don't want this to be, I suppose, an easy way out. I also, I know a lot about the time dragon that we are looking for right now, and being that it is a gold dragon, I don't necessarily know if I want to tear a heart out of it unnecessarily. But maybe if we can even futuristically duplicate its heart to make the same effect, maybe it would allow us to prevent the death of an instinctly good creature. For our benefit. I don't know.
Maybe it's more of a metaphorical heart.
I'm in agreement with you, Marcus.
A formal heart. Cat or Kira?
Cat in Kira's brain. I've done a stupid amount of digging into time wonkiness
Mm-hmm.
lately. And also, since the last time I researched this, I know a lot more about creating magic items than I did. The heart of the time dragon that would be required for this, etc., etc., etc. Can I guesstimate whether or not it's a tangible physical heart, whether or not it's something else, whether we just need the magic of the dragon? Could it be freely offered? Can I try and figure out alternatives, or if it has to be a still beating heart ripped from the chest of a being of utter good in an act of true evil and desperation, etc., etc., etc.?
So you.
To that extent, would Marcus know, because he knows that the Illithids are the ones utilizing the magic item? I don't know if it could give her advantage on any whatever she might need to figure out.
Yeah, I would say, if we'll just say you guys are kind of riffing or just like talking back and forth about it. Kira, you can give me a I'd say probably give me an Arcana check.
Okay.
The Chronos Mirror, by the way, is the item I was thinking.
Mm-hmm.
I do have articles that I read from chroniclers from the 9th century, where I'm looking at some of that stuff to try and figure out whether more shit about the heart. So
Yeah,
you said
do it with
Arcana?
Do it with advantage, because of Marcus and the research you've done.
Why little dice? 21.
Okay.
Oh, come on. Like, that's a bad roll.
She just
It
sneezes.
is when I have a
It's
plus
21.
8.
Welcome to my fucking world and Constitution saving throws.
Oh, that's why Marcus helped. That
Yeah.
makes sense.
Con saves and GM inspirations from Marcus. Yeah.
So
Marcus is literally just yelling, helping!
I'm helping. So Kira, with your experience with, I mean, with magic in general, but also doing the research you've done, kind of getting familiar with the time things that you guys have been collecting, and then you were there for the conversation with the illithids, you are fairly certain that, you know, this is pretty archaic when it comes to rituals. You know, a lot of things that are done now can be done using technology, using new things. So you think that you probably will need. It's a 21. So with the components that you have now, you feel that the strongest component would be the actual heart. That being said, you also know that there's all sorts of crazy things going on with like 3D printing and stuff right now. However, you know that there's a risk that will come with trying to replace any component of this ritual.
Okay, so Kira kind of, like, she goes back and forth across the table a little bit. It's probably a mix of Elven and Common as Marcus and her go back and forth with the, like, half-finished sentences. And then she sort of trails off a little bit. Because in Common, we don't necessarily need the heart. There's more than likely a way around that. We may not even need to go to the dragon itself, though if we could, and we could get still a fragment of the dragon, a scale, a claw, something similar, we may be able to replicate that component. It wouldn't be without risks, but any ritual like that has an element of risk anyway. It's doable though. And I think
so. If we go to the dragon, ask him for like a scale. We could replicate it, hit its heart with the wish. You're saying?
I don't know. The wish would probably make that easier. I was actually thinking more of creating a vessel to mimic the heart in the ritual, infusing it with magic and an element of the dragon itself to help bind it to time, an item of chronometric resonance, and then using that instead. This ritual, it would be very, very old, centuries, many, many centuries ago. They would have only thought about using tangible flesh and blood and death. But we don't need to. I think.
Do you think a time dragon might know how to help with that?
Oh, absolutely not. I'm thinking it's going to be a machine.
I might have a way to help, but I need to go ahead and check some things first before I say whether I can or not.
We already know, and she's going to nod to Aegis's words. She's filing that in, she's slotting that piece into the puzzle. We already know that it's possible to blend life and machinery, both through magic, she gestures to Min and Sil, and through modern technology, like with the spine. We can replace that artifact of cruelty in the ritual. You're all staring at me like I grew an extra head.
What?
I'm
What do you mean by
trying
that?
to wrap my head around your thinking here, but I think you might be right.
But we would still need some component of the time dragon in order to replicate said entity.
To minimize risk, yes.
And that's
time
where
dragon...
I might be able to help. I just need to, like I said, go ahead and do a little bit of checking first.
That would work, that would help. It's possible that we could use the Vatikar to find another area or object with similar temporal anomalies, but I'd
I wouldn't trust it. It'd be better to have some fragments to tie it to a dragon, to a time dragon.
Well, let me just say this. He kind of glances around the room. I have a lot of information about this entity, the time dragon itself. We know that one exists in this time, and we know that one exists to the northern part of the deserts that we have seen before, kind of the untraversed land. We know that there is a lot of temporal activity in about a 3-mile radius around the northern desert, above where we had gone to the Temple of Arpensa. We know that that entity is there. We also have another friend, Beza, or Bezenian the Eternal. That is the void dragon that I assisted in transforming itself into a topaz dragon, a gem dragon, who may be able to assist us in maybe identifying where this entity may exist. If we were to do that, if we were to maybe approach this entity and bargain with it for even something as remote as a scale or a piece of it, in order to assist us in replicating a heart, maybe we can do some sort of fancy work or trade. If it needs something, we can do something for it, and take that as payment. So we can just maybe go there and identify it, and we can utilize the excuse me, the engine that we've utilized recently to find it and parlay with it. And then do you think if we were to maybe do that and bargain with it, and we got a piece of it, you could duplicate? Or maybe it has more information, I don't know.
Oh, but for both those options, yeah. If it possibly give us a piece of its scale, or like just a fingernail, probably, right? I mean, that's probably all it takes, just like clip a fingernail off of it.
Right.
And then
Plus,
Have to be
now,
cautious, though.
Well, of course, and I'd rather not kill anything, especially a gold dragon. They are the most...
Oh, I'm not saying sneak in there and snip his toenail. I'm saying try
Ah.
to talk with him and
Right.
also get more information, because I'm sure a time dragon has some pretty vital information for us. Because it's a fucking time dragon.
plus going back to our idea of a wish, instead of actually wishing for the heart of it, because that, even for a wish, may be a big ask, I don't know, but a vessel, something to contain power, that could be a lot easier of a wish.
Or if we created the vessel, asking for a wish to help replicate the magic and give it
That as
stability. A time dragon is a being of temporal anomalies by its very nature. That wish could help stabilize and reduce the risk of things going awry.
Do you think we may be able to then identify where this entity exists currently, parlay with it, and request that it provides us with a bit of its essence, whether, again, it be fingernails, toenails, teeth, scales? You could then build something to create a vessel, and then we could wish for the replication after that. That way we all win in this situation.
I would worry a little about, ironically, timing. I don't know if we would need a vessel first. I would also probably need to do a little bit of research to even attempt such a thing.
I would guess probably yes. We probably would want the vessel first.
And it's going to
Because who
take
knows, like
time.
maybe it might be something like it needs to bestow into the vessel willingly right then and there, instead of like, here, have my toenail, you know.
Yes, of course. Maybe it needs something from us, and I think if we go willingly as the oath bearers, we might be able to procure something from it.
Cat?
I'm gonna pull out my book of creepy monster parts, the Artie's Guide to harvesting from your latest kills.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a look at the dragon section, and I'm going to see if it says anything about the well, obviously dragon parts are going to be innately magical. What is the potency over time? Is there a decay rate of the magic in dragon parts, etc.? All the weird shit.
Those are really great questions that we will answer
You gave me a book.
next week because it's after 10 o'clock.
Are you gonna remember my question?
I'm gonna remember your question because I have a VOD.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I will get that to you in between so that way you're able to kind of jump straight into it next week. But it was a good session. I knew it was gonna be a lot of roleplay today. But
We had 3 straight fighting sessions, so we need a little bit of RP.
I needed a break.
I was gonna say real quick, Aegis would have been starting to head on out of there and back into his room real quick near the end of that.
I need you to roll me percentiles. That was the only thing before we end today. Aegis.
Me?
Yes, and then call high or low. Yeah, thanks, Saru. Thanks for hanging out.
We're gonna say hi.
Typical halfling, always reaching up above.
Oh, and I should have went low.
Almost the exact opposite of high.
Okay, noted.
Should have stayed short.
All right. You guys can still chat. I'm gonna get the stream out and then I'll be right back.
No, I gotta go to bed and be a responsible adult. See y'all in a week.
Yeah,
Same.
the
See you guys.
kids start school tomorrow again from their winter break, so
Yeah.
we're back at
I was
it.
about to say I'm the same way because I'm in at work at 9:30 tomorrow.
Ooh, breakfast shift?
My unit starts Tuesday, so I have a day.
Oh, they moved that meeting. Wait, what did you say? Your first day's Tuesday? What time do your classes start on Monday after that?
No, they're the whole week until Friday. I'm not sure yet. That's kind of a problem. I've tried contacting them about it, but they haven't given me dates or anything.
Okay.
I mean, they've given me the date, but they haven't given me times.
I just want to make sure that, like, if it's going to be, like, you're up at the butt crack of dawn, I don't want you going straight from D&D to class. That's my... So, I just... That way we'll still have D&D.
I'll give Lucy Flash a Genius. It'll be fine.
It'll be alright.
You're still young. You could take it, right?
Alright.
Yeah,
Caffeine pills and energy drinks, you'll be
Yeah,
good.
it's fine. Alright, who can we raid? Let's go to...
Just go 9 to wine. It'll be fine.
Great idea. Kat has made me make something.
Yes, you have to share it. Holy fuck.
I will share it with you.
Oh, I saw it. Yeah, go ahead. You should share that.
Oh, no, Kat.
The full
Kat,
version?
She saw half of it.
Oh.
It's gotten so much worse.
Alright,
Share
we'll
it.
raid
Share it.
the
Share it.
guy, right? No, he's not even live yet. We'll raid,
I can't leave until the reactions are there.
man. Science Hex.
So you're gonna have to click on it to like fully zoom into it.
We'll read Whiskey Sin.
It gets
Actually
worse
made a
the more you look
flowchart.
at it.
What?
I know, what the fuck, man?
This is like
I
version
love
4 of
and
this
hate
flowchart.
all of this.
Alright, we're gonna go ahead and read Whiskey Sin. He's playing Warhammer Online, our favorite.
The
We'll see you guys on Tuesday for
Mom?
Crochet and Chill here. And thank you for hanging out, Seru.
I love
always
the Aranor
appreciate
to
that you are,
Zubul.
like here and ready to go. I love it.
Also,
See you guys
it's canon
soon.
because it's on a chart now. Zubul and
Bye.
Syl are besties.
Hands down.
I want y'all to know this all came from because Kat sent me this.
No, you don't need to share my
Oh my God,
2-second
give me a minute,
version.
Strabo, goddamn.